What's up, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Trying to figure out. Hello. What is going on, everybody? What is going on? It is the turkey day. Time to stuff our fat asses up in America with a bunch of food, bunch of family. Good morning, Rick. Happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Hope you're stuffing your face today with all the calories. We're going to eat some yams, some mac and cheese, some turkey, some ham. It's probably my favorite holiday, actually. Probably my favorite one. But anyway, welcome back in to the kingdom of the ape, where we debate Christians. Here on my channel, you can watch an undereducated hick from Alabama perform intellectual takedowns of the Christian theology and logic for y'all's entertainment. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Rick. Guess everybody's off work today. You can just chill. There's no real obligation today, which is what I like, except to stuff your damn face. That's all pretty cool. Let's all stuff our faces with hams. Get the when you get done eating, you got shit all over your mouth, and you got like grease up on your mustache, and you got to go blow the toilet out. It's a great holiday. Welcome in, everybody. So we're gonna run on for a few hours here, assuming there's anything going on this wonderful Thanksgiving, and we'll prepare our turkeys and hams and mac and cheese and yams, and debate some Christians while we're getting ready here. Well, maybe we will. I don't know what live streaming on major holidays like yet, so we'll see. I would imagine there's some free folks. Yeah, we just do a little bit, Rick. Wish you was near me. I'd say you come over here, dog. That is a little depressing. We don't do much of shit either. Just make some mac and cheese and a ham and holler at the kids and play some video games. That's about it, really. Anyway, we had a firecracker of an episode yesterday. Had a special guest. It was pretty awesome. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Hope you all hanging with the fam today. Joshua, good morning, my man. My best friend Joshua there. Joshua, I hope you have a really good Thanksgiving. I don't get to play anything much. I wish I could, though. But no, the last game like that I played was shit, it was a while back. What was it? Black Ops 2. I played that one. Yeah, it was a pretty good one yesterday. We had a bit of a womanizer on. And it was kind of pretty amazing. It's almost like the universe comes together sometime, because Miss Petrina jumped on here. So we let the womanizer get debate a woman there. It was interesting. Oh, I put it on I actually clipped that one out. It's like 40 minutes long though, but it's on my page. Yeah, I clipped it out. That was a good one. Good morning, everybody, though. Good morning. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. We're all going to stuff our faces today, hopefully. If not, enjoy your day off work and play a bunch of video games. Listen to some TikTok debates. Y'all know what I'm saying? Anyway, guys, thank you for the likes and shares and stuff. We can get some Christians up in here to debate. Maybe we will. I guess if not, we'll just sit here and talk about Thanksgiving or something. Anyway, for today, we got I threw in a special topic here, and that is, where'd it go? There it is. America was not founded on Christian values. Then I got God is unjust and Jesus is a fraud. Regular old stuff. But I thought that would be a fun one for Thanksgiving. Do some sort of a America debate if anybody actually wants to talk about that. If not, fuck it. You can. Certainly we'll get something going on in here today, though. I imagine there's a bunch of people off work. It's early. People just fucking around. Nobody really like real busy yet, I wouldn't think. We're nice early in the morning. Just farted, I hear you. Hell, before the turkey and ham, he's already ripping this morning. It's gonna be a good day, y'all. It's gonna be a good day. Oh, somebody talking here already, I guess. How am I missing some of this stuff? Thank you for the heart, buddy. Thanks so much. He farted already this morning. We ain't even got it dipped into the ham yet. The ham and the yam. What's everybody's favorite Thanksgiving food? I'm not really even sure I have one, honestly. Like, I guess ham. That's kind of regular, for real. Like, turkey's okay. I like fried turkey. But I've never been like, oh, turkey, I gotta have turkey. It's all right, but it's not the... Ghost, good morning. Chicken, is that a Thanksgiving thing? I do love chicken. I don't know why you couldn't have. Yeah, I think turkey's overrated too. It is pretty good, but I mean, I like steak better. Gotta have a steak on Thanksgiving. Have some Thanksgiving steak. That'd be a hell of an American tradition, wouldn't it? Hold on a second. Let me reset my... Give me 2 seconds. For some reason, I thought my thing might be disconnected here. What a great holiday, though. Today's the day you just get to lay around, eat some food. If you ain't eating, you still get to lay around, play some video games all day. Probably off work. There's some jobs you got to go to, but maybe not too many. Heck, yeah, that would make Thanksgiving a little better. Who's making the filet mignon this year? I left my faith because I read the Bible or started studying the Bible, and it worked out good for the Bible or my belief in it. Just me. But welcome in, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Happy Thanksgiving to all. We're going to see if we can get some debates going this morning. I'm not really even too sure. I've never live streamed on a major holiday before, but hopefully we'll get a good conversation in here. I'm in a good mood. I'm in a pleasant mood, so maybe I won't jump on them too hard there. I'll pray to Marduk for you, Loggy Laga. I'll pray to Marduk for you. I hope today's not the last day of days, but this is truly a wicked and adulterous generation we live in. It's true. As far as I know, in America, the fastest growing denomination here is the people who mark on applications like other or agnostic. So that would mean Christianity technically is dropping. Church attendance in the U.S. has been going down pretty hard or steady for like 8 decades now, 70 or 80 years. It's been quite a long time. That's the church's fault, not really Christianity, though. I would think, anyhow. At least I felt like it was. It's probably half. I don't know about a majority anymore. If it is, it's a slight majority. But I think some stuff I've read on the projection wise is, I think by, what was it, 2050 or something like that, Christianity will be a pretty small minority. Maybe not pretty small. There's still a shitload, but compared to what it is now, which is a good old direction to head in, I think. We got somebody in here. Maybe we can load in a Thanksgiving debate here. Thanks again. I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Thank y'all for tapping the screen and sharing us out. Oh, we do got somebody, I think. Somebody we talked to yesterday. I can't remember. Barely, you there?
Hey, Ape, how are you doing?
Doing good, man. What about you?
I'm doing pretty good. We talked a few
Oh,
weeks, like a week ago, maybe
yeah, I
briefly. Then I
remember
got
talking to
stunned
you.
and I dropped out.
You did what?
I got stunned by your logic and I dropped out.
Oh, shit. You may not want something, or did I just mess you up for a minute?
No, I don't know. I didn't really feel like I could keep going, so I decided to drop. But it was
No,
it was good. I appreciate your channel a lot, and I always have fun watching you debate.
oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Well, what you want to talk about today, Mister?
Well, so I mean, I would try to because my perspective, I'm first off, I'm Mormon, and then even then, I'm kind of like on the fringes of that to some degree. But my
Yeah.
perspective on the biblical texts is that it's not really possible to understand them with any sort of moral clarity unless you believe that they're developmental in nature and that they show a developmental understanding of God.
Are you talking about a certain part specifically, or in general?
Well, like let's just say like the Old Testament is filled with sort of like tribal warfare that is basically that basically makes Israel a right to exist above and beyond any other nation or to take what it wants, whatever. And that's like, do you have a 3-year-old?
Do I have a 3-year-old? No.
Yeah. Well, I've had a couple of them, and that's sort of how they feel about the playground and about toys. Like, and you have to break them up as a parent, right? They just can't help but like say, "This toy is mine, and I'm going to hit you on the head with it, and I'm going to take it away from you." And that's totally actually developmentally okay. That's where they should be, and that's where all kind of like cultures like ancient Israel were.
Oh, sorry, man. 2 seconds. KC, happy Thanksgiving. Tell your man I said what's up too. You know he's my hero. Sorry, bud. Go ahead. I was just saying hi to somebody in the chat.
No, all good,
Come in and say, happy Thanksgiving. My bad. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah. All good.
Carry on.
Yeah. So, like another example in the natural world. I mean, this is kind of a dumb example, but I just thought of this. So I don't have a better example. But like, like how many sperm are launched at the egg, and there's one sperm that says I have a right to exist above all of the other millions of them, right? And so it's this like I'm going to survive, and no one else is going to. Right. And that's also the same with like early developmental models is very much maybe that's the extreme version of it and you have less and less of it. But I think that obviously as the Bible goes on, there's a different story, especially if you accept the New Testament. Right. The way that Jesus interacts with his people is way different. So to me, it's clear that it's a developmental model of culture and society and what we should esteem to. And so that's what I would argue. You can't argue from the perspective we have now that we should behave like 3-year-olds. That doesn't make sense. Right, we shouldn't behave like 3-year-olds, but for a 3-year-old to behave like a 3-year-old is totally developmentally okay.
So I do totally agree that the Bible itself, like the theology and kind of its understanding, all changes. I totally agree with you. It started with a Bronze Age cult, basically, and developed into something else when the New Testament came along. But you can see that development even in the Gospels themselves. Like if you read Mark, the earliest Gospel, Jesus is just kind of a simple preacher, he's saying, serve God, not me, and stuff like that. But then Jesus becomes this God himself, who's actually judging sin and making judgments on people from just a small preacher in Mark to God himself in John, like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But,
definitely you see that
But you're right. That's what the Old Testament is. It's just a Bronze Age cult mentality. Thanks for the hat. I actually got, holy shit. Damn, what a cool day. But yeah, it's basically a Bronze Age Israeli cult. I mean, yeah, and if you read the culmination of the prophecies in the Old Testament, I mean, the rest of the world's basically going to lick the boots of the Israelites, you know what I mean? So they thought a lot of themselves.
Yep. And definitely Jesus evolves between Mark and John. I would agree with that. And I think that the Christianity, New Testament Christianity is sort of a new operating system for the world that kind of spreads, gets installed.
Yeah, they just come along and kind of reinterpreted what all of it means in the 1st century or 2nd century in some cases. But
so I would make the claim though that it's in the Restoration Gospel, which is like the Mormon stuff, Joseph Smith, like in the Book of Abraham, when Abraham meets God and God weeps, that's like a further articulation of what God should and is as God that weeps with us.
Well, I mean, I guess, but I don't see why an all-powerful, all-knowing creator's crying in the universe, you know what I mean? Don't make any sense to me. Or being jealous or wrathful or anything like that. You would expect the all-knowing creator to calm his ass down a little bit more.
Yeah.
At
I mean,
least
I
I
think,
would. I would.
yeah, but then you have to, in those, like, so what I would, you have to interpret those from within the developmental stage that the culture that was writing it down was in. So you can't just take it at face value that it's trying to communicate to you right now. You have to place it in the context that it was
I'm
uh,
going to kill these
being
damn
talked about.
dogs. These dogs are driving me crazy this morning. You can probably hear them barking. Sorry, man.
Oh, no, no, good.
They saw a damn squirrel or something. But anyway, so how long have you been a Mormon? Was you like
I was,
raised
I,
Mormon
so
or?
I was raised Mormon and then left when I was like, before I went on a mission, I left when I was like 18 and like sort of deconstructed and really didn't think much about Mormonism for like probably 10 years or so. Then I was doing a lot of shrugs and had this kind of, it was like in a bad spot, but also having like kind of a strong connection to what I would call like the divine. And I had no thought of Mormonism, and I was like, but I had this kind of bad moment. I was praying, and like to try to get out of it, and because I was in a lot of pain, and I was kind of felt an impression to like go to the window, and I looked out the window. There was two Mormon missionaries, and I was like, no effing way. I was like, that can't be part of what, like, because I felt like I had come back to some sort of connection to something more divine, but maybe more Eastern, like Buddhist or Advaita Vedanta, like sort of a connection to like a oneness or a ground of being or something like that, but not any kind of Christian or not any sort of like, definitely not Mormon. And so I was kind of surprised by that experience. And sort of kind of have come back, reconstructed a little bit, but I don't really mind deconstructing everything, at all, and then reconstructing it.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's just being intellectually honest, I think, with information when it comes along. So, yeah, you don't think Jesus came to America in a wooden submarine in the first century, do you?
No, well, that's not even the story.
That's
But
kind
yeah,
of the
so
story.
the story. There's two. There's the brother of Jared. So that was like the Tower of Babel time. The brother of Jared, created a kind of submarine, and the important part of that story. The
Do you think
important part of that
anybody
story,
came to America in an airtight barge? Let me be more specific.
I would say that I don't think that we've created a perfect articulation of those scriptures. I'm personally not a historical Book of Mormon person, but I do think that they are. I mean, I believe that they're revealed scripture, and I think that they need to be further expounded upon. Like I think the thing is the difference between Mormonism and like let's say ancient Israel is that ancient Israel existed in kind of a oral culture and then a scribal culture, and a lot of the kind of ideas that come out get withered away and get refined to the point where they have like a deep mystery. They're kind of like the Grand Canyon, and they get changed. But like with Mormonism, it comes out in the 1800s. It comes out in the age of mechanical reproduction. So we know exactly what Joseph Smith wrote for the first Book of Mormon. We have the actual prints of that book. We have the original manuscripts. It exists in a totally historical space, whereas the ancient religions don't. And so I think that those stories need to be recapitulated over and over again. Even though we have the kind of original manuscript, we still need to create the kind of downstream religious text that you have just naturally in sort of ancient religions.
So you don't think that, or do you think that Joseph Smith? You don't find nothing like sus about the whole story with Joseph Smith?
I mean, I find some sus stuff for sure. I mean, he started a bank. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I've heard about. Yeah,
Yeah, he
he did a
started a
lot of
bank.
stuff.
Yeah, he started a bank. He did the polygamy thing. Yeah, no, I mean, I've like flirted with the idea of decide like talking about my own branch of Mormonism, which branched off somewhere between when Joseph Smith made the church and then sometime after, who knows when. And that was like, that's like a fun way to get away from anything that maybe is that allows me to be creatively open about what I deem as morally acceptable or not with Joseph. But in the end, like I do think Joseph was a psychic and was basically trained to be a psychic from an early age in a sort of magical culture, and he had a kind of gift for doing that, and so he could
What
kind
does
of
that mean?
like a psychic, in my understanding, would be someone that is able to synthesize a lot of different streams of thought and the cultural milieu, and create something new that kind of brought all those things together in a way that's like hard for, like, would take me a week to do, it would take him an hour. Like it just kind of came to him, and it also kind of like just gifts of the spirit, like, right. So I mean, you don't have to believe the spirit's an ontologically real thing to believe that you can become more attuned to internal flow states, right?
Are you talking about something supernatural, or when you say psychic, are you just talking about somebody that's really smart or something?
Yeah, I think, yeah, you could just say really smart if you want, but I wouldn't say smart. It's not really the same. It's not like using the same type of intelligence. It's more lateral thinking than it is, or maybe a combination of lateral and logical thinking.
Well, the man was flogged to death in the streets for being a fraud, right?
What, when he was tarred and feathered?
Joseph Smith, yeah.
When he was tarred and feathered, I don't know if it was because he was a fraud.
It definitely was. A lot of people was mad at him.
Yeah, a lot of people were mad at him. That's true.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be a very honest character historically, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever seen the South Park episode on Mormonism?
I have seen bits and parts, but I would recommend.
It's probably, even though it's a spoof of a cartoon, like it's pretty good. Like they actually nailed down the absurdity of it pretty well.
I would read Joseph Smith and the Mormons. It's a cartoon book. It's so good. It's got all the same stuff, and it's like not. I don't think it's biased. It's not from a religious or non-religious perspective. It's just kind of like anthropological, and it kind of leaves it open so you can, I think it's clear that I don't believe that Joseph could be a fraud. I think he could be a pious fraud potentially. Like he believes in it. Like I think that's kind of true. But maybe he's also trying to be manipulative. But I don't think so. I think he's like a flawed human that's also got these divine.
From what I can tell, he's a known scammer. Like every human's a flawed human, you know what I mean? But not every human's like specifically trying to convince people of other stuff for their own gain, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that like we do that all the time in America. It's called business. I don't really have a problem.
Some people have
really
legit businesses and do good business, and other people have shady businesses and use scrupulous techniques to further that business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the fruits of the Mormon Church, do you see only evil?
No, every Mormon I ever talked to was nice as fuck. Honestly, pretty likable crowd.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, why is that?
Probably because they don't actually follow the Bible.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of it, I guess. But I mean, yeah. I think
the last two that I've talked to literally told me they discard everything bad in the Bible and keep the good stuff. I was like, well, I got much of a quarrel with that.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, what can you say? You get rid of the bad shit, so where other people are holding to it and defending it. Did you know if you get your hands on a first edition Mormon Bible, those things are worth like $50,000 to $60,000?
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah, apparently they're extremely rare. People were hiding them back in the day because Mormons were persecuted. That's why they fled out west. And anyway, they were like real secretive and rare. So apparently they're worth a buck ton of money today.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't have one, do you?
No, I don't.
Darn.
That'd be cool.
Right. So do we got like a debatable topic we can do today?
I don't know if we have. I'm going to come back another time with the debate.
Okay.
I'll get more prepared. You have to give me some. This is kind of like warm up rounds.
There you go.
Like,
I'm in a good mood today too. It's Thanksgiving. It's like being like two.
Yeah, because the debate
like
should be that
like, he was a fraud.
I think the debate should be that you should be, like you should be religious. Because you reject religion. You reject religion. I mean, for many reasons, maybe, but one of the ones you reject, one of one of the primary reasons I see you reject religion is because it doesn't seem to make sense that, the God could be unjust, that God could be all these things based on the type of interpretation of the Bible that you're providing.
Right, yeah. So I mean, like, if the God is violating my standard of justice and morality, like, I can't forego that to worship this deity if it's doing things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like, if I was going to look up to a deity, it would be one that, like, actually helped people and interacted. Like, it was the father that it claimed to be to people or whatever, not an absentee, uh, outside of space and time type deity.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll leave you for here. I would say happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for having me up again.
Back at you, sir.
Next time we'll get into a raucous debate. Really, I
Hell
promise.
yeah.
All right.
Next time I'm coming for you, Mormon.
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to turn
Down
you
and dirty.
atheist next time you come up here, you know?
Yeah, we're gonna tar and feather each other. All right.
That's right. We'll punch each other in the stomach a couple times.
All right. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
You too, buddy. Have a good one. Yeah, I can't speak for everybody, but literally every Mormon I ever talked to was an incredibly likable person. They're too nice. And they don't technically go by the Bible, so they're kind of hard to debate, too. Anyway, thank you all. Welcome in. Happy Thanksgiving. I hope everybody's stuffing their face today. I hope when you're done eating, you're like, oh, I ate too much. Oh, my God. That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. Anyway, let's see if we got more people in here. That's an interesting name there. Oh, we do got one. 144. Are you there?
Yes, hey, how you doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Thanks for asking. Are you over 18?
Oh, yes, I am.
And I imagine you're one of the Christians?
Yeah, I do believe in God, actually. I kind of see God differently than a lot of Christians, but I definitely do, yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, which one of these topics you want to debate us on this fine Thanksgiving here?
Oh, there's a couple up there. I say, I guess like as Christianity, well, God is unjust. That's really the one that I would like to get into. There was one thing that I always was kind of wondering about throughout my life, ever since I, was going to church and reading the Bible, was I always wondered, why is it that in the Old Testament it seems like God is, killing and telling people to kill, but then in the New Testament Jesus comes and says, to give your lives and turn the other cheek and all that stuff. I never could really put the two together, and I was always wondering why is that, but then of late, like of the last I guess like I'll say like year and a half, 2 years, I started to understand that I don't believe God kills. Like now, my stance now, I don't believe God kills. I
What
believe
if I
that.
show you something from the New Testament where God's unaliving people?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What if I show you something in the New Testament where God's unaliving people?
Well, no, I believe even in the Old Testament that it speaks of that. But what I started to understand was that the way that, see, because like the Bible is a Hebrew book, right? So it's like, the way that Hebrews understood and the way that Hebrews wrote things were different than the way that we read it. So like in a sense of like, like God is sovereign. They understood that God is like a covenant relational God. It's like he assumes responsibility over everything that happens. So it's like whenever it says God did, it's because he basically assumes responsibility for what takes place. So like God says, I will do this, I will do that. It's because God inevitably is the one that allowed it to happen. So the Bible says he did it. And so that kind of like had a difference on me, because I said, oh, okay, so it's like, so now when I read through the scriptures and, like Job, the book of Job, he says, like God gave and God took away. But then yet we see that God didn't actually do anything to Job's family or nothing. it was this devil that did it, but God permitted it to
Yeah, but
happen.
God let him. God's the one who brought it up. Satan never even said anything about it. Satan just showed up to the party in heaven, and God's like, "Hey, you seen my boy Job down here?" Like, God is the one who brought all that up.
Well, yeah, because he already knew that Satan was coming and why he was coming. Like he knew that because obviously Satan was coming for some reason, you know. So, but it's like, you know, when he
Well, I
said,
mean, why would God allow Satan to wreck his most righteous person, though, just to prove a point? Like, he unalives 10 of his kids. He never gets them back.
well, I mean, he didn't. I don't think that he touched any of Job's children. Though that's the thing, is that we can't blame the
Yeah,
person that
yeah,
actually
he let
touched them.
Satan unalive. He had 10 kids. He unalived all his kids,
No,
all
God
his
didn't do
animals,
that
all
though.
that stuff. Yeah, but he allowed it to happen. He let it take place
Yeah, I mean, but we don't blame the person that
to
allowed it,
prove
do
a
we?
point. Yeah, he did
But
it to prove a point.
no, but I mean, would you blame him though?
Yeah, he's the one that did it.
And well, okay, I guess so. How did he do it then?
Well, I mean, like, if you hire a hitman, you get charged with the murder too, you know?
But he didn't tell him to do that though.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, I didn't see that, but if you could show me that he told him to do that, then I guess.
Well, he's letting him. Satan shows up in heaven, right? It says he was wandering the earth to and fro. And for whatever reason, Satan's at a meeting of angels in heaven. And God says, "Hey, have you considered my servant Job here?" And Job's like, "Yeah, if he really had it bad, though, he wouldn't worship you." And God's like, "That's not true. Go try it." And that's what happened. So, I mean, God's allowing all this stuff to happen. God never told Satan, he said, "Don't touch my boy. That's my boy. Don't you ever touch him." He said, "No, go touch him. I'll show you." He's like trying to
Yeah.
prove a point to his arch nemesis in heaven. Like,
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying, like in a sense of why didn't God just say, "Don't do anything"? But I think that at the end of the
that
day,
would
it's
seem a
like,
lot more actual caring about his most righteous servant. You know what I'm saying?
no. Yeah, I believe what you're saying, but I guess I'm from a different point of view. It's like, well, what is the reason why he did allow it to happen? I guess is a good question.
To prove a point.
Yeah,
Apparently, he just had something to prove to the devil.
well, yeah. I mean, it could have been to the devil, but it's like there was other people that came with Satan too. Like Satan came with other people to something that God was doing, like a meeting. And so it
Yeah,
doesn't seem
yeah, in
like it was
heaven.
just him.
What's Satan doing in heaven anyway?
I'm sorry, I said it again.
I said, what was Satan doing at an angels meeting in heaven anyway?
I don't know where it says it was specifically. It just says that there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. So I don't know where that specifically was, but
Yeah, and Satan showed up. So it's
yeah.
kind of weird he was showing up for a meeting with God.
I mean, is he allowed to though?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but I don't. I guess
That's where the
I
whole story gets weird. Like, I get that it was written to be like, yeah, God can wreck you and you should still love him. But like, if you look at it from a different perspective, like what God is allowing to happen to this man, like he unalives 10 of his kids just to make a point. He never gets them back. Like at the end of the story, it says he gives him back 20 children, like he doubled everything that he lost, right? But he did not get the 10 kids. Like, that's not better to me. Like, you lost 10 children. You don't get them back. Like, that's like me taking all your kids and saying, here have 10 of these since I took yours. Like, you don't get your actual children that you lost back. You know what I mean?
but in the Bible, we do get them back though.
No, he don't get them back. He gets 20 more children, but it's not the children he lost. They don't bring them back to life.
No, at the moment he doesn't get them back, but eventually they all resurrect.
No, they don't resurrect. He just got 20 more children. It wasn't the same kids.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like in the Bible, it speaks about a resurrection day.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like in that
Yeah,
aspect,
the day of
they
judgment.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah, like in the resurrection, Jesus says, they're gonna all the children are gonna be together again. So he did lose something for the moment, but he really gained at the same time too, because that story actually brings us hope to help us to understand what's going on behind the scenes. Because a lot of people think
Man, he
that
was
they're
already super rich and stuff. Like, I don't really see what he gained. Like, it gave him even more rich stuff. Like, it's just not that great of a story to me.
I guess not the gaining part for him, because at the moment it didn't seem like he gained, but at the same time, God wasn't responsible for doing anything. And a lot of people, they see Satan went through and did things, and so they don't blame Satan, but they blame God.
Yeah, because God's letting it happen. He's the one that brought it all up. Like if God would have never said anything about it, Satan might not have never even said anything about Job.
No. Satan. The Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job?
I know. That's why
Yeah,
God
but
brought it up.
God didn't bring up killing him though.
Yeah, but he brought up the whole situation. No,
God
God
didn't.
said you can do anything you want to him except unalive him. But he let
Yes.
him unalive everybody around him.
Yes.
God
Yeah,
gave him rules. He said you just can't kill him. That's it. That's the only thing you can't do.
but Satan said, does not Job fear you for nothing? So
Yeah.
Satan brought up the reason why Job fears God. He says the only reason why Job fears you is because you put a hedge about him, his house and everything that he has. But I bet you, if you put forth your hand and touch all that he has, he will curse you. He was the one that brought that up.
Yeah, it was just a weird bit. Exactly.
Yeah, but
They
the
tortured the
reason.
man to make a point to his arch nemesis who was hanging out in heaven with him.
No. But the thing is that the question is why do we even do the right thing? Do we do the right thing because we have money, or do we do the right thing because it's just right? And that was the point of it. That's the point of it. Like, what I do,
Oh, like I said, I get the point of it. Like I understand the point they're trying to make. They're just doing it with very archaic and methods that they
I
don't
understand.
realize is actually sounds worse than than better.
But I get what you're saying though. It's like, I totally see your side of it though. Like, why would God even allow it to happen? Like if somebody wanted to come and hurt my children,
Yeah, he's supposed to protect us, especially his most righteous person. You think he would get the most protection? You know what I mean?
yeah, and I understand
To
that.
me, that would have been a cooler story. It would have actually showed that God cares about his most righteous people and protects them,
Yeah,
but he never actually does.
but would that? So how would anybody actually be tested to see if they actually love God? Like how would a controversy actually
I
be
don't know.
allowed to
God's
occur?
all knowing. I don't know why he needs to test anybody. Should know the results of the test, shouldn't he?
No. I mean, like if there's something that's going on, like there's evil in the world, right? So if we know that there's evil in the world, then I guess you're saying that don't allow people to do evil.
Wait, what now?
Yes, I guess what your main point is, there's evil in the world, and so at the end of the day, people who are doing evil, they should all just be stopped right now, or should they be allowed
Well, I
to
don't
do what
really
they want to
blame
do?
people for doing evil. I blame God for allowing it to happen. If I'm blaming anybody in this regards here,
But that's what I'm saying. That's like you're blaming the wrong person, though.
am
You're
I?
not blaming the people who's actually doing it.
Are you sure you're not blaming the right person?
Well, yeah, because I mean, why would you blame somebody who's just letting somebody pass and go kill people instead of the person who's actually killing?
Because the one who's doing the killing is being let to do these things by the one. This isn't
Oh,
like Satan sneaking around and doing this stuff behind God's back. Like God knows all this is happening. He's not doing anything about it at all. That's a
yeah,
problem for me.
no, he's doing something about it, but what he's not doing is
Like
forcing
what?
anybody. Well, he's not forcing anybody because we can see some results of evil when you do it. We can see some immediate results of evil, but sometimes we can't see the full results because it's like a long-standing thing. Like kind of like if you smoke cigarettes, you don't see the immediate results, but after years you'll see the immediate results. So now we're going to blame God because he didn't stop them from smoking in the beginning. I don't think that's fair.
Well, he's the one that set all this stuff in motion and made all the rules on us. Like
But
I would
that's what.
forego supposed free will for security and happiness.
So I could cite one more angle that I think is the most clearest for me was is in the Garden of Eden, right? It's like
Yikes.
who would really be the blame? Would it be God,
God.
or would it be the serpent, or the person
Well,
tempting
God
somebody
lied to
else?
him. The serpent's the one that told the truth.
Or how did he tell the truth?
The serpent.
Yeah.
Well, God had told them the day you eat of this fruit, you will die. And the
Yeah.
serpent said, you won't die. And when they ate the fruit, they didn't die. So the snake was the one telling the truth.
Oh no, I think no. They actually did die in that day.
No, they didn't. They lived like
Yeah.
Adam was like 900 when he died.
Well, yeah, because like well, I see I see what you're saying. So you're basically saying like in that exact second they didn't die. That's what you mean by the day.
Well, yeah, that's what God said. He said, "The day you eat of this fruit, you will surely die."
I mean, did they die though?
No, they lived.
No, I mean, did they eventually die?
They eventually died.
Yeah, so that's the point though. I
They
think
didn't
is
die
that
that day, though, did they?
yeah, they did die that day because
But
we're
I don't
looking at
understand how you.
I guess my point is like the interpretation of day because like we're living in an evil time, right? Like
They
some
know
people
what a
say
day
like
was.
yeah, but some people say one day this is going to happen. Like we're not saying like one 24-hour period, but we're saying one
Why would I
time.
not think a day is anything other than a 24-hour period?
No, I know what you're saying, but I'm saying like like when we use a word, we have to definitely understand it in its context. Like
I
like the
mean, a
word.
day seems pretty clear, though. I mean,
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm not trying to like dispute that. I'm just saying like the word day in the dictionary has different meanings. It doesn't have just one meaning. So you use that's the same meaning everywhere. We know that day means different things, and that's all I'm saying is that
what's
we
the
can't.
different stuff it means?
Well, like for example, like the word day, right? It can mean 24 hours, right? It can mean 24-hour period, right? Another way it can mean is Jesus says there are 12 hours in a day, right? But we know that's another way to look at it, right? But we know that on the 24th, I mean today, right? Today is the
Oh, shit. He paused out. He's teacupped. He's turkey cupped.
oh, I'm sorry.
Crap, my
I'm
one
right
don't
here. I'm
work.
sorry, brother. No, I was looking at
No, you're
the
straight, man. You're
number.
straight. Go ahead, bud.
No, I was gonna say that, but the 27th is the day, right? But it's the whole 24-hour period.
Does
But we know that there's a day and night though. There's 12 hours a day, 12 hours a night. So we won't say that the nighttime is the daytime. You see what I'm saying? So the word day can be able to
well, I
just
mean,
mean
both.
different things.
Well, both definitions you just used, either way, is happening in a 24-hour period.
Yeah, but there's 12 hours of day and there's not 12 hours of night. The day is not the night, is my
Well, man,
point.
you could count it either way. Either way, it wasn't true.
Okay. Well, just in the sense of they did die, right? Because of what they did, not because of what God did.
Yeah, but not that day, though. That's what I'm saying.
But yeah,
Like, in the context, the serpent was the one telling the truth
but they
because
did
he
die.
said, "You will not die." And they didn't. They lived a long time after that.
No. But they did die that day because if you have a girlfriend and you cheat on your girlfriend, and that very moment something happened with your relationship, that's what happened to them. We're looking at them physically dying. Their relationship with God died that day. That's what died.
So
Their
they went to
relationship.
hell.
No, brother. Their relationship with God died. That's what died. And the day you eat thereof, you shall surely die. How did they
Well, if
view
your
God now?
relationship with God dies, that means you go to hell, right?
No. I don't agree with that doctrine.
Oh,
That's not biblical.
oh.
I don't believe that because
So
I don't agree with that. That's Roman Catholic.
I don't
That's
see
like
how you're
that's
getting around. They didn't die that day. Like, that's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
well
But
they
anyway,
didn't
this is
die.
more of a it's kind of fun to argue about actually, but it's more of a schematical thing. But the main reason that I say God is unjust is because God does unjust things, like punishing people for other people's crimes. Like, it would be like if you did something wrong and your mom and your dad and your brother and sister, all the way down through 15 generations, got punished because you, I don't know, punched somebody in the face in a bar or something like that. Like, you wouldn't call that justice, would you?
Well, but I don't understand how he punishes them though. How do he punish somebody generations later?
Oh, he does it all the time. He literally says, "I will punish people to the 10th generation," which he actually does it way longer than that sometimes. But you know about the slaughter of the Amalekites, right?
Yes, I do.
So the reason that it gives that God is having this done is because they opposed the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt, right? And that was something that happened 400 years prior to the actual slaughter being ordered here. So this is literally math in my head saying 15, 16 generations later that God is unaliving a whole group of people because other people way, way, way before, you know?
Yeah,
That's why I say God isn't just. This can't be considered justice.
I understand what you're saying in the sense of how you're looking at it. I agree, but I was just trying to say that the way that you're looking at it is the same way how I always looked at it, because when God showed me that He's sovereign, so even when He allows something to happen, He takes responsibility for it and says, "I did it." That right there changed my view of how I viewed God.
Yeah, he don't seem to care. I mean, nobody's going to hold him accountable. Why would he be afraid to say he's making it happen?
Well, I mean, first of all, there's a lot like can you show anything where God himself does something?
Oh yeah, yeah. He unalives David and Bathsheba's infant son and has 10 of his wives raped for committing
No,
adultery
I'm
with
saying
Bathsheba.
like how do you do it? Like he came down and did something?
It doesn't say how he did it, but he said,
Ex-
"I'm making it happen," and it happened. There was
But
nobody
that's my
else
point.
involved, so
But
this
that's my
punishment
point.
was directly from him.
No. But that's my point, though, brother. If it doesn't say that how he did it, we can't interpret that he did it like that.
Yeah,
How we
but it
want.
says he did it.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to show you that God had to allow it to happen. It's like if I keep smoking
Yeah,
and
but he
God,
made it happen though.
yeah, He makes everything happen because He has to permit it, brother.
Exactly. So it's his fault. That's what I'm talking about. Like with the Amalekites, this is the exact line that it uses. It says, "I will punish the Amalekites for what they did." So this is literally God saying, "I'm going to punish them." Like however he does it doesn't really matter to me.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
know.
him saying, "I'm going to punish them for this reason."
Yeah, but so this with your reasoning, can you see that in humanity though? Like, can you see the same reasoning in
Yeah.
humanity?
Yeah, I blame people for that. But when it says, when God is the one saying, "I'm making this stuff happen," I'm blaming him for it. Like I'm putting blame on the one who I think deserves the blame.
Yes. So when
Like,
even
like
when
because if
God,
God can control people like a puppet, then there's no reason to think God's not just mind controlling people to carry out his will here.
but that's
Is
the
what he
point.
does.
I think that the Bible doesn't say He controls anyone though.
Yeah, it does.
No, he doesn't control anyone. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like He gives
Yeah, it does.
all
It
free will.
says he hardened the Pharaoh's heart for his own purposes, and so the Pharaoh would not let the Israelites go. So, like, God is literally making people do what he wants them to do. God has no problem violating free will, especially in the Old Testament.
No, but it doesn't say that because see, did you read the verse that when it says Pharaoh hardened his own heart? Did you read that verse?
No, I read the one that said God hardened his heart. God literally says, "I will harden his heart, so he will not let them go." When you go tell, it's in Exodus 4.
Yeah, but did you read the verse that when it says Pharaoh hardened his own heart? Because that's the point is
No,
that
I read
God.
the verse that said God did it.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying there's a verse in the Bible that says Pharaoh hardened his heart because God establishes your heart being hard. Like He did establish it because when God literally allows you to, like kind of like in the verse when it says, I will send them strong delusion to believe a lie. Because you want to believe a lie, I'm gonna send you strong delusion to believe it. It's like that's what happened to Pharaoh. Like Pharaoh kept being so prideful that God said, "Okay, I'm gonna give you up." And then He gave him up. And then it does say that. It says
Here,
God
I'll
did it.
just read it real quick.
Yes.
It says, "And the Lord said to Moses, when you go back to Egypt, see that you perform before the Pharaoh all the wonders I have put in your power. But I will harden his heart so that he will not let the people go."
Yeah. No, I agree. I didn't disagree. I agree with that.
Yeah, so that's God saying he's going to harden his heart so the Pharaoh will not let them go. So, like, God's literally making him not let the Israelites go.
But does it say that though, or are you? Because it seems like you're interpreting it to be that
Yeah, I
way.
just read it. It says, "I will harden his heart so that he will not let the people go." I'm literally reading that verbatim.
Okay, so Exodus 8:15, right? It says, "But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, he hardened his heart and hearkened not unto them."
Sure, but this is saying God hardened his heart.
But in that verse it says that Pharaoh did though. So how can we be able to find the harmony? Is the point? The harmony is that God will literally allow you to believe what you want. That's God doing it.
So you're saying this verse can't be right because in 8 it says the Pharaoh hardens his own heart.
No. I'm saying that they're both the harmony with both of them is God says, because you want to do this, I'm gonna allow you to do it. That's the harmony.
I don't think so.
I mean, it's possible that it could mean that though. It's possible it can mean that because if God, for God does allow things to happen. Like God will allow things to happen, but He's not the one doing it though. So there's some places where, like you
So
said,
what did all the firstborn in Egypt do? Like, why did they deserve to be unloved?
but who were they unalive by though?
The angel of death, God's servant.
It was the angel of death, but that angel of death was not God's servant.
Who do you think the angels work for?
You're talking about the evil angels?
No, I'm talking about the angel of death, who performed the Passover.
The destroyer.
Uh,
You're talking about the
on the live
destroyer. The destroyer was
I
the
mean,
angel of
whatever.
death.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that was still
destroyer.
God's orders. He ordered. God orders angels all the time to go unalive people.
Well,
He
like
does it during the census of David too. He sent an angel that's unaliving 70,000 people, and he was about to destroy Jerusalem. And God said, I think 70,000 people's enough this time. So hold up, angel.
yeah,
And,
but
yeah.
I understand how you're viewing it. You're viewing it from the viewpoint of someone who believes that their father is evil. But a lot of children look at their fathers the same way.
Seems evil to me. Like God's poisoning his own people. He's making them eat their own kids. He's unaliving a bunch of kids. It seems pretty evil to me.
No, I get what you're saying. I don't want to exhaust it, but I get what you're saying. Like that, the way that you're viewing our Father in heaven is the way that a lot of children view their fathers. They hate their fathers, but there's a reason why they hate their
Yeah, my
fathers.
father was all right.
Huh?
My
I'm
dad
sorry.
was all right. He never like poisoned me or made me eat my own kids. So
I mean, but it
probably a
wasn't
better
to
father than this father.
no, it wasn't to that extent. But he did do some things that you didn't agree with.
No, he makes the Israelites eat their own kids in the siege of Jerusalem.
No, I'm just saying like some things that your father did, spanking you, you didn't agree with that. Later on, you agreed and understood, but at the moment, you didn't have any understanding as to why he spanked you. You see, so that right there is what I'm talking about. You may
Yeah,
not
but there's a
understand why.
difference between spanking people and setting them on fire.
No. I understand, but he permitted it though, brother. He allowed it. It's kind of like if you want to
I
go,
know.
but brother, have you looked at the background of why God even allowed it to happen?
But yeah, it says why. It
Because
says
they
why
were,
God does all this several times in the Old Testament.
yeah, because they were rebellious and they wanted to die. That's why.
Well,
So
no,
God
it says
allowed it,
God does all of this stuff for God.
brother. They wanted to die, brother. They kept rebelling, and
Who
so
did?
God said, "I'm going to let you go. Let your enemies have you." That's exactly what happened, brother. That's what happened.
Yeah, I
He
know.
didn't. He
It's
didn't just
just
let.
a
He didn't just
stint
let
that
it
he
happen.
takes it after that that's crazy, and the people that didn't have anything to do with it. Like
Yeah.
God uses people and then punishes them for being used.
No. He
Like
doesn't
it's not
punish,
a good look.
but he didn't punish them, no, brother. He let them go where they wanted to
He
go.
does well. No, I'm giving an example. Like when he has Jerusalem siege before the Babylonian captivity, he says in Jeremiah 25 and 27 that he's given the world into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, and anybody
Yes,
that won't submit to Nebuchadnezzar is going to be
yes,
punished. But he says he's using Nebuchadnezzar for this purpose, right? And then it
yes,
says, once
yes.
this term is complete, I'm going to punish Nebuchadnezzar. So he's literally using him like a puppet and then punishing him
No.
for being used like a puppet.
But you're adding the puppet
It's
though.
pretty.
You're adding the puppet
No,
part
I'm
though.
not.
You're not
I'm
seeing
not.
how God is allowing circumstances and events to take place. It's kind of like with the book of Jonah.
You
Like,
hear yourself saying the word, he's allowing this, right?
yes, I do. Yeah, because
Just making sure.
what takes place, what you do, you're gonna reap. So we can't blame God for reaping what we sow. For a God,
Yeah,
we
but a
can't.
bunch of innocent babies didn't reap anything.
But brother, innocent babies in mother stomachs, we can't blame the mother. Who would you blame, the mother or the child, for that baby dying?
I'm not
You
talking
blame.
about impregnated women. I am in some cases, but I'm talking about actual born alive babies and children and infants.
Yeah, but in the womb, they're still alive, right? You wouldn't blame God for why that baby died. You blame the mother, brother.
If it says
Blame.
God unalived it, I would.
Yeah, because that's my point though, is that if it said that, but it doesn't say that in the Bible though. It never
Yes,
said
it
anything about
does.
God. No, no, brother. What I'm trying to say is that it never said, because you know what, and I guess I'll like, I don't want to belabor this point too, because just the framework that we're looking at it at. I'm not saying that God didn't permit anything to happen. I'm just basically saying that in the fact that God permitted it, He simply is the one that says I did it. That's all I'm saying, and that kind of helped me to be able to see that I don't blame God because the devil was around. Like
Yeah,
nobody
but God
says
is the one doing it in a lot of cases. He is
no.
literally saying, I am doing this. I am making this happen.
In all the cases, he says that because he's the covenant God. He's sovereign.
Yeah.
He's sovereign. He's
Because
the one
he's
that
causing
actually.
it all.
No, but that's you though. You're saying the causing part. You see, what I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm
God is
reading the
not.
words.
God says, "I
This
will
isn't just
cause
my
this."
opinion about what the words are saying. It's what the words are saying.
So, can you show me a verse that says "cause"? I will cause this, because you're adding the word "cause."
Yeah, it says, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt. Now go and
But-
attack Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. And if you read
Yes.
2 Samuel, it says the Lord caused the child to be struck ill. It says the Lord did it. Like it's literally him every time.
Yeah, I get it, but you
When
didn't read.
when he says in Jeremiah 19, I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and their daughters. He's literally taking responsibility for what's happening and saying,
But he
I
didn't.
will make them do this.
But he didn't say, "I will cause," though, brother. And
He
that's my
said, I
point.
will make.
Brother, but okay. Do you understand where I'm coming from though? When I say that God is the sovereign God, He has to
I do,
actually.
but I feel like you're just trying to change the word to get away from what it's actually saying here. This is from verse 8. It says, I will make this city a horror, a thing to be hissed at. Everyone who passes by it will be horrified and hissed because of all its disasters. And I will make them eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. Like,
Okay.
God is literally saying, I'm making all this stuff happen.
So then, where's the devil? Then what is he doing?
I don't know. I've got a motto on this channel. I say, who needs the devil when you have God?
But so you don't believe the devil's doing anything?
From what I can tell in the Old Testament, the devil's just another henchman of God.
Oh, so he's like God's.
Else he
So,
wouldn't be running around in heaven and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
no, I'm saying like you don't believe in like good and evil.
Well, I believe in the concept of it.
Yeah, but I mean like you don't believe that like there's somebody against God.
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Like, is there anybody that's not working for God?
Not that I know of.
That's what I'm saying though, and that's why I feel like this is coming from is like you don't really understand what the controversy really is about. And not saying that you don't know nothing. I'm just saying like that's what I didn't understand myself, brother. Is that I didn't understand why does it say in the Old Testament that God kills, but then in the New Testament all of a sudden Jesus is saying forgive, like mercy. Like I could not put it together,
God
brother.
still kills people in the New Testament, though.
Well, I'm sorry, God still kills people. He still kills. You said,
Yeah, God unalives people in the New Testament too.
but where's the devil in all this though? Is he killing people?
What difference does it make? God made the devil. Like Jesus says, Satan was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. So, like, God made him to do what he's doing. Like, this is all the man's fault who set it into motion.
Okay,
He's the
but
one
that's what I'm saying.
all this. He controls all this.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
if
What
he
I'm saying.
has,
But what I'm saying though is that if
Go
God
ahead.
made everything, God made everything to happen, right? God made everything. Is there anybody that's not doing God's will? Is there anybody that's not doing God's will?
Not according to Paul or the Old Testament.
So everybody in the universe is only doing God's will.
I mean, according to some of the words, yeah.
So does God have any enemies?
Nothing happens outside of God's will, according to this.
Because you're not reading the verses that says God has enemies, brother. The enemies of
Why
God
would
are not doing.
God made his, like, you understand, right?
Brother, just because we make children don't that we make our choices. You're trying to say that I make my
Yeah,
child's
but
choices.
you're talking about God, though. You can make that argument with a human, but not with God. God made everything. If God was the only thing floating around in an empty void and all this stuff, heavens and earth, popped into existence, then God made it all himself. He set up this system.
Yeah, but my point
And
is,
he's
brother.
all knowing, so he knew it was going to work out this way.
Yeah, so that system should also be seen with us too. Then it has to be seen somewhere instead of just imaginary, right? So I have children. I made children.
Okay, so when the word says, when this is God talking, it says, I will make blank happen. Who should I blame for that?
But this is my point, brother. He's sovereign, brother. He's permitting it because he has to allow it to
So
happen.
you're just saying he can do whatever he wants then, right?
He's permitting it, but he's not doing the evil, is my point.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right or just. Sure, he can,
No, it
you
does,
can argue
brother.
he can just do whatever he
It-
wants because
no,
he's God, but
no,
it
no.
doesn't make it good. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't
It
make
makes
it
it just. It makes it just because he's not forcing you. You're choosing to do that. Just like right now,
I
right?
think
You
it
can
is
choose,
forced.
but you
There's
can
no
choose
such
it.
thing as free will, man. It's not even a thing. Like,
So,
think about
so
it.
okay.
So free speech is complete freedom from the consequence in terms of the government in the United States, right? So when the United States says we grant people the right to free speech, that means you can say whatever you want completely free of consequence from the government. So if God grants free will in the same way,
Uh-huh.
actual free will would be making a choice completely free of a consequence from God. But that's
Yes,
not the case. He
but
says,
no,
here's free
no,
will. Now, if you use it wrong, you're going to burn forever. Like, that's
no, no,
not,
no. But you
that's not
see,
actually free
we
will.
see now you're adding a false doctrine, which is distorting your understanding, because there is no burning in hell
I
forever,
don't think
brother.
so.
If you can leave out the burning in hell forever, there is
You
no
know what
burning in hell
eternal
forever.
fire is?
The fire or the people eternally. The people are not eternal, brother. Fire may
Jesus
be
says in
eternal.
Matthew 25, when he separates the sheep from the goats, some will go to eternal life and others will go to eternal fire.
It doesn't say it's brother into the fire, brother. The fire is eternal, but they're not going to be living for eternity. I'm like trying to vindicate the lie. The God is not. God
Why do
doesn't
you need an eternal fire if nobody's going to be there? Like, what's the point in making it eternal?
because God is our God is a fire, brother. Our God is a consuming fire. He is a fire himself. You see what I'm saying? Like we don't have
Yeah, this says,
like
depart from me into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels.
yeah, but the devil's not going to live forever, brother. He's going to burn up into ashes, brother.
Oh. Why don't you just unalive the devil now? They could fix
No,
all
no,
this
no, no,
problem.
no, no. But the point is that the devil's not going to live forever. So that's the whole point of what we're basically trying to say is that he's not living forever. So why would humans live forever? Like it's just a false doctrine that the Roman Catholic Church tried to do to make money. Well, what I'm trying to say, I'm gonna get off this whatever because I don't want to like. I understand that we're kind of like going off two different frameworks, whatever. But I thank you
It was a
for
really good conversation, man.
you know
You've
no
been
I
really cool.
yeah I thank you for it because I don't blame you or I don't look at you as any lesser because of how you see it because like I said, brother, I saw it the same way for so long and it's like it kind of hurt me because I was like I didn't understand like I couldn't rectify like how is God a God of love if all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? But then all of a sudden he helped me to see that the way that I was viewing it was the wrong way. And so I just wanted to kind of like just share that thought.
No, I got you. I mean, I understand that, honestly. I just don't understand why you can face words like, I will make this happen, and kind of set it aside, I guess. I don't know. That's
Well,
the only way I
well,
know how to say that.
well, I'm not setting it aside. I'm just saying that like the breath, the air that I'm breathing right now is because God is pumping my heart. He's allowing me to actually live. I don't live by myself. Like I don't need God. He actually is keeping me alive right now. So that's what I mean. Like the fact, and I can choose right now to go do some evil stuff. It's because that's me. That's not God giving me the thoughts. That's the devil doing that. The devil's actually inspiring me. There's people in the world who actually inspire,
Well,
like
according
people,
to my biblical count, the devil himself unalives 10 people in the entire Bible, and God does it to millions.
well, I mean, so you don't believe that the devil actually kills?
No, God does it a lot, way more than the devil. The devil has a total count of 10 of Job's kids. That's the only ones it directly says
So
Satan
you,
ever
so you,
kills.
so
But
you,
God
so you would,
directly kills a whole bunch.
but you would justify Satan, but you won't justify God, brother?
I don't justify it for him either. The problem is the 10 that I know of that Satan did, God let him do it. He allowed it. He said it's cool.
Oh, he said it's
Didn't
cool.
stop
So,
it.
but that's what I mean. You add words to justify the evilness of what the person's getting ready
I'm
to
not
do.
adding that. It's the actual context.
You said it's
God
cool.
let it
God said it's
happen. He
cool.
says, do not kill Job. That's it. That's the only stipulation. He said, now go and wreak all the havoc you want besides that one rule.
Yeah, but the reason why he said you can do that was because Job said the only reason why Job loves you, God said the only reason why Job loves you is because you're protecting him. And so God said, okay, that's not the reason why he loves me. And so he wants to prove and
Yeah,
show that
no,
that's
I'm
not
just,
the
I'm
reason.
still saying, yeah, but that doesn't get away from the fact that God said, just don't kill him. You can do anything else you want, literally.
Well, I
Just
mean,
no unaliving.
yeah, but I wouldn't blame God though. I'll blame the person who went and did it. You wouldn't blame the
I mean,
person
I
who
know
permitted
you
somebody to
would, but
pass.
I definitely do.
I know, I understand. Like you have this forum. I see how hurt you are by it, but I wouldn't blame God, brother. I would blame the person that's actually killing. The person that's doing the wrong, blame that person.
I'm
Don't blame
blaming the
the
one who's allowing it to happen, who brought the
do
whole
you,
thing up.
but can you blame the person that's actually doing the wrong though?
Yeah, it's God.
Satan, you said Satan did it, brother, not God, brother. Can we blame Satan that?
God made Satan, and God is allowing him to do it. Like if I made a robot and programmed it with a bunch of bombs and knives to run around slicing people up, it's my fault, even though I'm not the one directly doing it.
Yeah, but so we're not robots, right? So we can choose. Like God says in Ezekiel, choose you this day
We're
whom
not
you will serve.
robots.
Oh, so you're a robot.
We're all robots according to the Bible.
No, I'm saying, but so you're a robot on here trying to show people that God is evil. That's so God wants you to do that.
Yeah.
Brother, do you hear that?
Yeah,
God wants you to
God
sit
likes
here
to
right
test
now.
you. If you didn't notice, he likes to test people to make sure they're on track. So he's using me to test people.
Oh, well then amen to that. That's going to give him more glory to see who's going to fall for it. I see. Amen.
Makes
Amen
him
to
a
that.
bigger psycho, is what it is. Did he make me just so I could test his people?
Well, I mean, you're saying that he did because you said that you're a robot. So
That's what
right
the Bible
now,
says. It says he raised up the Pharaoh for his own purposes.
so right,
To
yeah,
glorify his power.
yeah. So
Yeah.
right now
So
you're doing
God's a
God's.
psycho like
So you're
that.
doing God's will.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
I mean, I
makes God a
understand.
pretty sick mofo, don't it?
I mean, I understand, but you never mentioned the devil, which is kind of odd to me.
You're not mentioning God, and that's odd to me because
No,
God
no,
is the one doing a whole lot of this damage.
no. I mentioned him the whole time. I just mentioned him in the right framework. But
Yeah,
you're
but you're not mentioning God doing anything wrong.
no. I mean, of course, because he's the one that's permitting everything. He's letting you. He's allowing you to follow your own
Well,
choices.
he's the one that's directly doing a bunch of it himself. There's
Yeah.
no other hands involved but his.
Yeah, from that framework that you're looking at it, he is the one that's doing it.
From
But
the words of the book.
brother, just because God says I will do it doesn't mean he's directly doing it. Because we know just because he said that he was going to destroy.
Who else is doing it when God literally uses the words, I will do it?
Brother, when God says I will do this, and then all of a sudden you see a nation did it, God didn't do it, brother. If a nation did it, that's obvious. If a nation does something that God says he's going to do,
I will do this.
No, I'm not denying that, brother. I'm just saying, if God says I will do it, and all of a sudden a nation comes and does it, maybe God is trying to show us that he's permitting something to happen. Because you know what?
God
the nation
says, I will make them.
Yeah,
He's making them do it.
But you know what's funny
He
though?
is making them do it.
Yeah, but you know what's funny though is that God wouldn't have even allowed that to happen if there wasn't any rebelliousness, brother. There was rebellion. Whenever there was rebellion and they wanted to be like the other nations, God let them go into those other nations' hands and become slaves to those nations, brother. That was the result,
He
brother.
made it happen.
Yeah, he had to. Because to not make it happen would mean that he's not a God of justice. Brother,
What does God have to do?
brother, you know that you have to stop something from happening in your home, brother. He has to. He has to be the one to actually do something, or else there's no real true justice.
What is it? What did he bother to give anybody free will for?
What was the question?
Why would he bother to give anybody free will if they were just going to go use it wrong and he gets pissed about how they use their free will?
But that's my point, though. You know that he gave people free will, and if he did, they're not robots.
Well, no, I don't think he did. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense that he gave people free will and then punishes them all horrifically for using free will when he says, I'm going to make them do a whole bunch of this stuff to begin with. It's literally him doing it.
Okay,
That's why I
so
don't understand. Like, I feel like you're separating your mind here
okay,
and
so
taking all the blame away from God for some reason or another.
so then if there wasn't the Bible, if you didn't have the Bible, if there was no religion, if there was no religion, right? Who would you blame for doing the actions?
The people that actually did it.
That's all I'm
Crazy
trying to say,
concept, I
brother.
know.
That's all I'm saying. Blame the people who did the wrong.
Yeah, but you just took God out of the equation. He is
I
not
took God
out of
out
the
of-
equation
I
in
took
the
the
book,
Bible.
in your
No.
mind, in the religion.
I took the book away, brother. I took the book away, and you saw
I
the
know.
truth. And you saw the truth of who's actually doing it. That's all I did. Just took the book away. But now that you have a book, now
Okay,
you're gonna
well,
blame
add
somebody
the
else.
book, and it says God is making them do this.
But brother, now that you have a book, you're gonna blame an invisible God instead of blaming the people? That doesn't make sense, brother.
I don't think none of this is true. I'm saying based on the words, this is literally God taking responsibility for these things and making them happen.
So if you don't believe it's true, what is true? What is true to you? If you don't believe this is true, but what is true then? What is true then?
What do you mean in regards to God?
You said what don't you believe? What is not true? What's not true to you? You said
This book ain't true.
if the book is not true, then what is true? I wanna know. So maybe you can.
Oh,
maybe I
I'm
don't
just
know.
an atheist, man. I think we live in a natural world. I think we're on our own. We've got to address our own problems, take our own responsibility, and help ourselves because God ain't showing up to help nobody these days.
That's what I'm saying. So if there is no God, well then why don't you get into conversations
Then it's
blaming
on us.
people?
We got to do it. We got to work for each other here.
Yeah, but
That's
why
why
don't
we
you?
need to move away from this kind of dangerous thoughts.
Yeah, no, but I don't think it's the thoughts about talking about God. I think it's the thoughts of not talking about the people who's doing the evil. You're wasting your time talking about this God that you don't believe in. Why don't you talk about the people who's doing the wrong?
Why don't you talk about the God that's making it happen according to your doctrine?
Brother, you're not fighting for your own cause, brother.
We're just debating, man.
I know, but I'm just saying. I think the cause is more worthy of a debate, though. But you should fight the cause of the people who's doing wrong. People who's out there who's
I'm not
actually
fighting
doing
the
wrong.
cause. The cause is God. It says God is. He says I am making them do this.
Well, you don't even
So I
believe.
mean, I don't understand how being made to do something by some almighty puppet master isn't
But brother,
his
he's not.
fault.
But he's not real, brother. He's not real according to you. So why are you wasting your time talking about someone who's not even real?
Because you believe he is real, and
Who
you are
cares what I
arguing
believe,
for him
brother?
right now
Who cares
on
what
a
I
debate
believe?
page.
I know, but who cares what I believe, though?
I don't care what you believe, but you came up here to debate me on beliefs, so we're
No.
debating it.
No. I came up here to show you how you're reading something that you don't believe in. You're reading it wrong. You're interpreting it wrong.
You're reading it wrong. I'm trying
Brother.
to show you.
Brother, you're trying to get into a book
Brother.
that is totally against your mindset, brother. How can you understand?
Yeah, but I was a Christian until I was almost 30 years old, so I did believe all this was true at one point. But then I actually studied it and realized this God's an absolute barbarian, and nobody should worship it, even if it is real.
Is it so? Is God a person or is he an it?
It's a it person. I refer to him as both.
No.
sometimes.
According to what?
But it's definitely an it. God don't have a gender. Yeah.
No. I'm saying like, well, how do you know about God unless it was revealed to you? So you learned about God through the Bible?
I was indoctrinated with it from a very young age. I had the living shit scared out of me as a child, so I believed it through fear, and then later through a misplaced ideal of love. And then
But
I
that's
actually started studying the Bible in my 20s, and see you later.
but that's the foundation was wrong then, brother. That's why you're so messed up today. It's because of how you started.
What? I'm not messed up. You are. I've
Brother,
came to my senses.
Brother, you
Join
just
us,
said
please.
it. You just said it. You were freaking fear. You
Said
were
what?
scared, brother. You were scared, brother.
Yeah, and I'm not anymore. I do not fear the boogeyman from this book any longer. That is no longer a hold over me.
I mean, I understand, but I'm
I
not trying
said
to
when I was a
convert you.
child, I was scared. And then I said it turned into love later on when I thought I understood it better and God's sovereignty. But yeah, it don't scare me at all now. People come on here all the time and say, well, you're going to hell. I say, well, I'm not scared of your imaginary place of torment any longer. So
I mean,
it
I
only
understand
works
that.
on small children.
I understand that, but I'm just saying once you get up and go through life, you're gonna meet real people, and you have to say something to them about what they're doing. You can't mention God, brother. You have to say
I
what
don't
they're
mention
doing
God.
wrong. You have to reprove people of the wrong. That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
If
That's all
you,
I'm
I
saying,
wish
brother.
you would hold God as responsible as you do the people that He's making do these things.
But that's what I'm saying, though. I hold the people who's doing it responsible. You don't do that.
I know you're shifting the burden of the blame away from the God who's making it all happen
Really?
onto the people. Yeah.
Really? So the
Yeah.
person who actually, the person who actually
Yeah,
does
see,
it.
when it says things like "I will make this happen," and you say, "Well, it was their fault for letting him make them happen," or something like that, don't make no sense to me.
So would you blame both of them? Would you blame both people?
I would blame the one that says who is making.
But you don't
it
blame
happen.
the actual person. That's
Why
diabolical.
would I blame
brother.
the person if they're just hypnotized and being controlled? That's
Yo,
not
you
their
are really,
fault.
you for real?
Yeah,
So,
I'm for real.
but
Join
brother,
me.
brother, you're not. It's not even a real person though. So you know it's not even real.
I know, and I wish you would join me in that line of thinking.
It's not, brother. If it's not a real person, then who's doing the wrong? It's the person doing the wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's not all.
It's God.
But not all.
God is making it happen.
But not all Christians believe like that, though, brother. There's a lot of atheists who are
I
straight
know.
pedal.
Y'all refuse to blame your God for all the bullshit that he
No.
causes. Y'all blame the people and not the one causing it.
So,
The blame
oh,
is going to the wrong ones.
brother, there's a lot of atheistic pedophilians, brother. A lot of atheists are
Yeah, there's a lot
pedophiles.
of Catholic ones too, if you hadn't heard.
Yes, there is. There's a lot of Muslim ones,
Okay,
everything,
not a
brother.
very good argument then, is it?
So we blame the atheists for being a pedophile. We don't blame God, brother.
Yeah,
The
and we
atheist
blame
goes to
the
jail.
Catholics
The
for that too,
atheist,
don't we?
yes, they go to
What
jail,
are you
brother.
talking? All right.
God
Well, we
doesn't go to
appreciate you
jail.
coming up. Once it starts devolving into pedophilia, I think you've thoroughly been cooked like a turkey on Thanksgiving. Sorry, man. That was a great conversation, and I appreciate you coming to talk to me. But when it devolves into atheist pedophiles, it's time to move on, I think. And we still got a little while to roll on here. There's a ton of people in the queue. What do y'all think of that conversation? It happens here, don't it, guys? He said a host got cooked. Oh, that's transcendence. Oh, yeah. Host got cooked. It's funny how Christians have this view on reality that seems to be quite the opposite of what's actually happening. That's what I'm saying. Christians always blame the people and not the one who's saying, I will make the people do this shit. Like, to me, you're totally sidestepping the cause of the problem here. Which is ultimately what scares me about people believing this kind of stuff, because you do it in real life too. Like, these beliefs and mindsets you hold, you place onto reality and vote and stuff like that. Like, that's why I do this. That's why I do this. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope y'all have a good one. We've had some good debates already up in here today. I would have got roasted there. Transcendence. Are you the same Transcendence I talked to before? I got a ton of people in the damn queue here. Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell you what. We'll give you another test then. This will be fun. Let's bring him up. Come on in, Transcendence. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Back at you, dog. All right. So, I'm gonna do the same thing as last time. I'm gonna ask you a question, and if you get it right, we'll have a further debate. Okay.
Okay.
All right. What's Jeremiah 31 about?
All right, go ahead and drop me.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming up, Transcendence. I don't know if y'all know the story behind why I'm asking him that, but I feel like he should definitely know what Jeremiah 31 is by now in our conversations. How could you not have gone and looked up Jeremiah 31, man? That happened. The same thing happened last time. Like, we talked, right? I spent almost 20 minutes trying to get this guy to address Jeremiah 31. And then he just wouldn't do it. And then the next day he tried to come up again. I said, I got one question for you. What's Jeremiah 31 about? He never even went and read it. He said he didn't know. And he still don't know. So we can't talk. Like, I get you want to be an apologist, Transcendence, but you should probably learn the Bible. You know, you don't have to know every sentence or every chapter even, but Jeremiah 31 is a real important one in the faith there. I think. Anyway, once again, thank you for all the likes, taps, engagements here. Tapping the screen really, really, really helps up in here. Really, really helps. Helps keep the people flowing up in here. Anyway, transcendence is really nice. I wish I would learn this stuff. Or actually from the Bible, not just talking points. I mean, I'll give you another chance later. Transcendence, you can come back anytime you want, but you're going to get asked that question every time. So you're going to have to learn what Jeremiah 31's about. Eventually, you know what I'm saying. All right, well, let's try. We got a ton of people in the queue here. Let's see. Nikes, I can't remember who was next. Maybe it was. Maybe I have one here. Missing Link, are you there?
Yeah, bro, I forgot I even requested up, man. I wanted to talk to 144,000 because the shit he was saying was not making sense, bro. I'm sorry though. I'm not
I
here
agree.
to debate with you. I just don't understand how you can keep using that phrase sovereign and then not apply blame for everything else after that. Because if you're saying that this being is all powerful, all knowing, and omnipresent, then you're saying that he's the designer of everything. That's what the book says.
Right.
So if as you brought up the story of Job, I mean, it very clearly says that God chose Job to make the bet. Like, yo, do you know about my boy Job?
Yeah, that's what I told him. In one ear and out the other.
Yeah, nah,
But
he
yeah, I
kept
appreciate
pivoting
you. Yeah.
every time
Well,
you
I
presented
appreciate you
him.
coming up, man. I got to drop you back though. We just do debates in here. Like, hit him up in the comments and tell him that we just try to keep it entertaining for the crowd here and keep the debates rolling. But I don't feel like it's quite fair to address him necessarily with someone else after he's dropped there. But if he's still listening or in the comments, hit him up. Tell him, please tell him that. Somebody needs to. I couldn't get through to him even though I tried. All right, let's move on to the next one here. Yeah, maybe later on when I build a little bigger following here, I want to do like side streams where we can bring up the friendlies and atheists and hear some cool stories like that. But just try to keep it to debates here. This ain't necessarily a atheists come up and shit on Christians channel. Like, we let them shit on themselves here and debate when they can defend that. So, all right, I guess that's not one. I have to give it a minute. For some reason, I get lagged, even though nobody else does. TikTok thinks I'm special. Sorry, I'm paused for a second there. Trying to make sure that I'm not getting lagged once again. I ain't just sitting here being weird. I'm trying to bring people in, but I have to give it a second. All right, let's see here. Just trying to talk to Christians too, by the way. If you're in the queue and you're not a Christian, we might let you get a word in real quick, but it's got to be real fast. Why is this thing so freaking laggy? I have 2 gig fiber, y'all. 2 gig fiber. Thank you, Patrina. It's good to be loved by you all, especially on this holiday we have it here. All right. Well, let's see.
Hi.
Oh, hey, doctor, are you there?
Yeah,
Awesome. I guess you're over 18.
I'm more than over 18. Yes.
Good. Are you a real doctor?
I have a doctoral degree, but I always, when people ask me what I do, I always say, since I just met you all, I just rather stick to the topic respectfully because
No,
people
I
will,
got you. I was just
yeah.
wondering if you was like a actual doctorate or like a Dr. Dre type doctorate.
No, I'm not like Dr. Dre. You mean like the rapper?
Good.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
no.
just curious if you had an actual doctorate and he wasn't like Dr. Pepper or Dr.
I
Dre.
have a
But
doctoral
anyway,
degree.
you're one of the Christians, right?
I sure am, and I love
Uh,
talking with you. Are
awesome.
you
I would love to talk to you as well.
you're
So, which
not
one of these topics up here did the Lord send you to debate us on today?
You're a former Christian? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And to America was not founded on Christian. Founded God is unjust. Oh, okay. No, I mean, Christians, but there's only one topic, isn't there? Is there multiple?
Yeah, you can pick one of them if you like.
I only see one topic. I don't. Is there supposed to be multiple topics?
Christianity isn't true. America was not founded on Christian values. God is unjust, and Jesus is a fraud. Or
Oh, got it.
four
I
of
thought
them.
it was like one
I
paragraph.
actually miscounted.
Okay. Christianity isn't true. I think I'll pick Christianity isn't true. America was not. Is that what you're saying? Was
Well, that's two separate ones, but whichever one you like there.
true America was not founded on Christian values? Maybe not, but I mean, I've always had God in my life, and I've had personal experiences in my life where I cannot deny, even if people don't believe in God, there's someone or some things out there. Have you ever had like spiritual experiences where you felt like there's more than just human beings on planet Earth? I've had multiple.
Uh,
It started when I was 8.
yeah, I mean, when I was like messed up on drugs.
Oh, yeah, no, I heard that when you're on that, you get open to the veil and you see things where, right? Did you see
Yeah.
good and bad or just bad?
Do I know?
Did you see good and bad, or did you just see bad when you were doing the
Oh, I
DRU?
just had a great time. Saw a whole bunch of stuff.
Was it good stuff too? I mean, like, was it like
I thought
angels,
so.
or was it just
Yeah. No,
demonic?
no. It was like tripping.
Yeah.
We'll get into that. So which one are we actually debating up here?
Okay. No, I'll say Jesus is a fraud. No, I'll debate you on that.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So the reason I say Jesus is a fraud is because he didn't actually fulfill any of the prophecies that the Old Testament says he did. He makes false prophecies himself, and he says things that aren't true.
Could you give me an example? Because to my knowledge, I don't remember him not fulfilling any of his own prophecies. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah. So like if you read I usually use the first two chapters of Matthew
Hold
because
on.
in the first two chapters of Matthew, he explicitly gives 5 prophecies that Jesus is supposedly fulfilling, right? But the problem is when you actually go read the prophecies in the context of the Old Testament, one of them isn't even there. It's not even in the Bible. Other ones aren't even prophecies, and the one that is messianic uh, doesn't have anything to do with the actual context. Like, so what I'm saying is the New Testament says Jesus fulfilled this prophecy from the Old Testament, but if you just go read the prophecies, they never have anything contextually to do with what the New Testament is saying they have to do with, that being Jesus.
Okay, I guess I'm not understanding. Like, you're saying that he claimed that he was going to do something and he didn't do it?
Well, the
Like,
New Testament is saying he fulfilled these prophecies. Like it's quoting prophecies explicitly and saying Jesus fulfilled them, right? But I know what the prophecies are about, and they don't have anything to do with Jesus, is what I'm saying. So I think the New Testament is cherry picking lines out of context and trying to make them about Jesus when it's not.
okay, I guess you have to be more specific because, to my knowledge, everything's been fulfilled that he said he was ever going to do. But so I'm not trying to argue
Well,
with you.
just for example,
Now, I mean,
sure. I'll give you some examples here. All right, so let's see. Like just for example, let's use this one. This one's pretty quick and fun here. So at the end of Matthew chapter 2, this is what it says in the last verse, verse 23. It says, "There he made his home in a town called Nazareth, so that what had been spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled. He will be called a Nazarene." So he's quoting prophets' words there, right? The problem is that prophecy or quote or whatever, he will be called a Nazarene, is nowhere to be found in the Bible. Matthew completely made that up. And I see that as a problem.
I see. You're making it like in the literal sense. I'm not sure if everything in the Bible is a literal sense.
Well,
So
he's quoting literal prophecies.
No, I mean, he's saying this man or this Jesus is going to be called a Nazarene doesn't actually mean someone's going to be like, hey, he's a Nazarene. I think he's just saying
Yeah,
that.
but it says so that what have been spoken through the prophets might be fulfilled. He will be. He's saying he's fulfilling prophecy with this line, and he's quoted 5 so far that are lines from the Old Testament, except for this one. But yeah, these have to be specific. According to Deuteronomy 18, prophecy is a testable thing, and it has
Yeah.
to happen like the prophecy said it was. So they
Yeah,
are
so
being literal.
so let me tell you what I know about the Bible. This is just my experience and what I know about the Bible through my religious friends and life. The Bible is the only book on planet Earth that I have read in my long years. I'm 54, by the way. The only book that has multiple layers of meanings per sentence, per word, and I'm still finding that out even now. Like, let me give you one example that might help you with this Nazarene thing that not sure if if they mean it in the literal way, because you know that one statement in Revelation that says, "No man will knoweth what day I come back. No, they will not know the minute, the hour." There's a quote in
Yeah,
Revelation.
so if Jesus is God and he don't know something like that, it's pretty sus.
No. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So I thought, and lots of religious people think that's a literal quote, like no one's gonna know the day, the hour, this blah 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 blah. I just found out this year that part of what that statement means is not even literal. So I found out that the Jewish horn is called a shofar or shofar. I forgot how. Do you know what I'm talking about? The horn in the Jewish Hebrew. They have this religious horn that signals someone's arriving. Anyway, it has a lot of
Oh,
religious.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
I vaguely know what you're talking about. Yeah.
but there's in the Hebrew language and that country, it has a lot of religious significance. I found out that that actual horn in Hebrew means no man will knoweth what hour or time that I am coming. So in the Bible, I found out that my friend found out that equates that horn thing, and so that's not even a literal statement like people think in the Bible. So what he was through my studies with her, what she's basically saying is the people that are really, really close to God will actually know not necessarily the time, the hour he's coming, but they will know by all the signs because certain things have to be fulfilled in Revelation. They will know about the time that
Well,
he will
sure,
be
but what
born.
about? I'm trying to address the prophecies about
No,
Jesus here clearly,
right.
like
No, that's what I'm
because he's
saying.
quoting literal prophecies, like he's lining the words up, right?
Right. But the Bible is
Yeah.
so intricate that we don't know if they mean it in the literal sense, is my point. Because I'm finding out
No, I do
everything.
know. I know they mean it in the literal sense. Like to
How
put
do you know
Jesus
that if they're
fulfilling
not?
prophecies, you have to be specific about the prophecies he's
No,
fulfilling, or nobody's going to take it seriously.
no, what I'm saying is if you're saying you're not a Christian, right? Are you a Christian?
No,
No, I'm not trying to
certainly
put you
not.
down. I'm trying to find out. So if you're not a Christian,
No, okay.
have you studied the Bible or are you just reading it? Is my
I've
question.
read it most of my life for decades. I read it every day now.
Even though you're not a
I
Christian,
left Christianity explicitly because of the Bible.
you left because of the Bible? Okay,
Yeah.
so I may not be the greatest person to talk to because in my opinion, everything is multi-layered. I don't take the Bible literally, and I don't claim to understand everything
I
about the
don't think you
Bible
can
either.
take it literally because if you do take it literally, you won't be a Christian long either.
No, because the reason why I say I don't take it literally anymore is after studying it, I found out so many things that I thought were literal are not literal. God just wants you to study and keep finding out all the layers of what the meanings are. Just because we don't understand something doesn't mean that the Bible
I'm
has.
left because I
Yeah.
do understand it though.
I know that's what you think, and I understand you. Like again, I'm not
You can
putting you
prove me
down.
wrong if you think that's what I
No, I'm
think.
not. I'm not here to prove you wrong. If that's why you left,
Oh,
so be
well,
it.
this is a
I'm just
debate.
letting you know what I have found out through studying the Bible with my most religious spiritual friends is Bible's not literal. And there's a lot that I don't
You don't
understand.
think it's an awfully big coincidence that if you did take the Bible literal, your belief couldn't last 5 seconds; it would crumble to pieces?
No, because of this. If there is a God, that I know there is a God that created you and me, We're so different, right? And he created everybody on planet Earth. Now, would we as human beings be able to create another human being? No. So I don't claim to understand God fully, is my point. If he can create you and me, he's a lot smarter than you and me, like about
So,
1,000,000,000%.
so I'm saying, like, if you say we started reading this
Yeah.
and we did a literal reading here, how
hmm
long do you think your doctrine would last if we read this as a literal reading?
But what I'm saying is you're looking at it literal when I have found through studying it's not literal. So that,
Yeah, but I'm just asking you a hypothetical. I'm saying if we do read it literally, what
uh-huh.
you're saying isn't going to last long, is it?
But what I'm trying to say, it's not literal. So why would that happen to me?
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to ask you. That's why I'm just asking, like, hypothetically, if we did do a literal reading here,
Oh,
right?
I see. No, not really, because I before I found out that it was not literal, I used to read the Bible since I was a kid. I never
Okay, so
questioned
if we read it literally, then
it. hmm
this prophecy they're quoting is literally not there, and it's literally made up.
I don't think it's made up at all. I really
Yeah,
don't.
but it's not there. How can you say it's not made up if he's quoting something that isn't there?
Because I just told you there's so many things in the Bible that are not literal. Not everything is literal. There's so many
I
layers.
got you.
That's
All
what I'm
right.
trying to
Well,
say.
no, I
Not
got you. Thank you
trying to
for coming
argue.
up, doctor. Like, I don't think a lot of people deserve to be called a liar necessarily because people have wild thoughts about stuff, but like, you could just be wrong too. You know what I mean? Like that's why I don't like being called disingenuous because some people are just going to think I'm lying. You know what I mean? But I don't like that because I'm not. I'm being intellectually honest. So I don't think it's necessarily right to just call somebody to say they're lying just because it sounds insane necessarily. But yeah, if you can't like address a simple hypothetical, I mean, not a whole lot of point in continuing. I don't think. She was really nice though. I thought I liked her voice. All right. Even though I gotta admit, yeah, it does sound disingenuous when you hear some of this stuff, just because they want to address it. But at the same time, like I get it. Like I've been like in that, what do you call it? Like I don't know. You get like this mental wall of indoctrination, and I'm like I've butted up a point like that, and it's like my brain just wouldn't register what I was talking about. Like I've been there. Like I've been there. That's why I have a bit of understanding and take it somewhat easy on people sometimes. It just depends too. Like some people don't set me up for that, right? All right, let's see here. Let me start rolling through the rest of the folks. I appreciate the hell out of everybody coming in, by the way. All the engagement. We're up to 13,000 likes. I freaking love it. And I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving. Hope y'all are enjoying the debate so far. I try to keep it audience entertainment here. That's why I just let Christians up to debate Christians. So keep the audience engagement on point, I guess. So I'm gonna roll on for another, I don't know, maybe half hour, 35 minutes, and then I'm gonna jump off here and do family stuff, yell at the kids, stuff my face. I'm gonna engage in much gluttony today. Much gluttony is happening today, folks. We are committing one of the 7 deadlies. Actually, probably a couple of them if I think about it. Y'all are too, though. Y'all are too. It ain't just me. Y'all know we're all doing it. Y'all know we're all doing it. Who has been here? Good Lord, it's crazy how many people pile up in the queue, and then it's really hard to get one sometimes. Some of them are accidents. Ooh. Ham's probably my favorite, I think. Probably ham. Oops. Oops. Still running through them, folks. Oh, we got somebody here that was maybe a recent guest here.
You pick me.
Yeah, what's up, Universal Mind?
So the Bible, interestingly, it's like you ever get handed that paper where they say write your name at the top, and then they give you a test, and then you don't write your name
Sure.
at the
Wait, what are we talking about here?
Well, if you the way that the Bible is, I'm leading to a bigger story.
Yeah,
But
but I
if
mean,
you
what's the
don't write your
subject? I
name
don't
at
know
the
what we're
top,
talking. I'd like to know what we're talking about.
okay. Well, we're talking about how you're saying the Bible is you can't really use it properly, and it's hypothetical. How you were saying
Oh,
that the
okay.
Bible
All right.
you can't
I
take
just want to know what
literally.
we're talking about. You can say whatever. All right, go ahead.
Well, let me get. I'm not a professional speaker or anything.
Yeah, me
So
neither. If you
if you
hadn't noticed.
actually, yeah. So if you actually look at Jesus's words, you can't deny those work. But if you mix the Old Testament with the New Testament, that's where it gets really confusing because the Old Testament was kind of like stories and stuff like that, but the Jesus's words are instructions on how to destroy your enemy. So I've had like 8 people became my enemy, and they were evaporated from this earth,
I thought
like
you were
taken
supposed to
out.
love your enemy.
You do, and that's what it says.
It says you're supposed to
Love
like
your
turn the
enemy.
cheek and never resist an evildoer. And it says if they demand them all, you're supposed to give them two.
You should. You should do that only because then God destroys them for you.
But you
And the way,
evaporated your enemies?
yeah, like there was this guy who
You
came
mean
to my
like with a
house.
ray gun? Like they went poof?
Well, I don't want to say the word, because we'll get kicked, but unalived or whatever. So there was
Oh
this guy, he
shit.
comes in here, he was my friend, he's pretty much my friend, but also at the same time, I have a beautiful girlfriend. And we're having an argument, and he starts moving her furniture out of my house for me. He's kind of being sly. And he says, hey, pull your things out and let me mess with them in front of this camera. And that way it'll really hurt Universal Mind. Well, the very next day, this sucker was passed out on his toilet on the bathroom floor, unalived, gone from the earth. And that's happened about 8 times to
What
me in my
in
life.
God's name are we talking about here?
How to operate the Bible. The Bible says, or Jesus' word, not the
What?
Bible. Yeah, it says,
You're
if
not
someone
like
steals
crazy or
your,
insane, are you?
no, these are just the words. If someone
Okay.
steals your cloak, give them your tunic also. If your enemy comes against you, first sit at my right hand, and I will put them at your footstool. And he does that. If you know the rules, it's such a powerful force. Jesus says, do not think I came to
How
bring
come Jesus
peace.
didn't love your homie and heal him?
Well, I don't know. He must have done something, and I did something in his favor. I sat at his right hand. And the instruction manuals of Jesus are actually the same exact instruction manual that Carl Jung uses in what is called analytic
Who?
psychology. Carl Jung there's 2 different psychologies that human beings operate off of. One is Freudian psychology, which works on metaphysics, and one is Freudian works on physical reality, these smexual physical reality of a human. But Jungian psychology works on psychoanalytics, which operates in the metaphysics. Both physics and metaphysics have rules. That's where you get the separation between Torah and the New Testament. And that's where I was saying at the beginning, where it says, write your name at the top of the test. But even though you did really good at the test, you forgot you didn't write your name at the top. And that was the main thing. Write your name and don't fill out any questions. Just write your name when you pass.
So you're a Christian, so Jesus will unalive your enemies?
No, only if you do the instructions. There's instructions in there when
Which
your enemy
instructions?
comes against
What do
you.
I got to do to make Jesus unalive my enemies? Even though I don't have any, I'm pretty cool with everybody. I would still like to know, just in case I get one, though.
Yeah, well, like I said, if someone steals something from you, it says if someone
You can have
steals
them
your
unalive?
yes, wiped out in the earth. And that's why he says forgive your enemies, because if you forgive your enemies, then you're actually you're saying, I will allow you to exist in my life still as this. It's what Carl Jung calls archetypes. So you're
Who's
still
Carl
allowing
Jung?
your friend. Carl Jung is the one that wrote analytic psychology. It's like if you ever would really want to
Oh,
look
I don't
into
read that crap. That's a bunch of educated coosness.
yeah, I'm not. I'm the same as you. I'm the same. I'm a construction worker, and all that kind of stuff. I'm just the same
So
cool
you
dude
haven't
or
read
whatever.
Carl Jung?
Yeah, I'm a master of Carl Jung. It's
Oh,
one
so
of
you
the
have
greatest
that.
things you can do for your mind. Yeah, I read a lot because I read on my way to work. I download Audible and constantly just
Yes.
filling
When
music.
I say read, I also mean audiobook. Yes.
Yeah, that's the only way to do it. But I love your show and all that, anyways. But what I was saying was the New Testament actually gives you rules. Like it says, if you want to remove the speck from your brother's eye, it says so. If you have a problem with somebody, you can say, hey, you got a speck in your eye, man. You got a little splinter in your eye. It says first remove the plank from your own eye, so that you can see clearly to remove the splinter from your brother. And the reason that
Then
it's
only shalt thou be able to vaporize thy enemies.
exactly, and the reason that people don't understand it is because Jesus says clearly, do not mix the new wine with the old wine skins, or the new wine will be ruined. And people, they put the New Testament in with the Torah, and so people can go back and forth between these two things, and it makes Jesus's simple words, 12 minutes long words of power, into like this confusion mess. So really, truly, I understand that you're a great Christian because it says, become a fisher. I will send you out as a fisher of men. And who gathers more Christians
And I will
together
bring
than
you
you?
back as a vaporizer of men.
Right? I am a vaporizer. I am a master monster of winning. So I am a champion of
That's
winning, and I
terrifying.
use.
I wouldn't want to be your enemy.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. But I'm a friend of yours. I really enjoy your show.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting me up here.
Yeah, thank goodness. I don't want to. Yeah, but yeah,
See you,
thanks for
man.
coming up, buddy. We appreciate your viewership and some of the insane things that just came out your mouth, but it was funny. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Happy Thanksgiving again, everybody. I still got a good 25 minutes we can roll on here, so we're gonna keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. So, interesting conversations today. The thanks is given. I'm thankful for all the people that have came up and talked. What a day it's been. I hope everybody really enjoys it. Enjoy your family, enjoy the food, enjoy the debates from the apostate ape this morning. Y'all keep tapping the screen, please. Those likes help build me up a lot. Like I'm starting to, now that I've done this for quite a while, I'm starting to figure it out, like what TikTok wants you to do. It kind of makes you play the game. So if y'all help me out, wiggle that thumb and tap the screen, build us up here. If y'all like the content, it'll help me grow here. Ooh, before I bring up the next person, let me check where I'm at on 714. Heck yeah. Like just the other day, earlier this week, I was like barely over 400. So I've got shit, damn near 300 followers just in the last few days. So I think we're really doing good, y'all, and I appreciate the hell out of everybody. It blows my mind that people like listening to a undereducated hick from Alabama come up here and debate Christians. It's a wild world, isn't it? It's a wild world. Hey, crazy story too. I've had like 3 or 4 people that were like, I thought I might even get like death threats from. They kind of turned around. Now they're just viewers. They kind of, I don't know. Maybe they figured out I'm at least being honest or something. I don't know. I tend to make friends of haters though, which is cool with me. I like that. I feel good about it. Makes me feel good, yeah. All right, so let's move on here. Oh, we got one in here. Oh, never mind. We don't. Again, thank you everybody for all the likes and the screen taps and stuff. I appreciate the shit out of everybody. Hope y'all have an amazing holiday. Stuff your faces, eat the good food. Let's see if nope. Still, it's the same story as usual. Full queue. Then you just go through them and empty it till somebody actually. Oh, maybe we got one here. Or maybe not. I don't know if y'all can see it. It says somebody's loading in, but it just keeps spinning. Oh, wait. Walker, you there?
Good morning.
Hey, good morning, buddy. Are you over 18?
You paved a lot.
Oh, yeah, me too. Are you one of the Christians?
Hell no.
Oh, okay. We're just looking to debate Christians up here right now.
Well, let me say, if you knew the true meaning behind Thanksgiving, you wouldn't celebrate it yourself, man.
Oh, okay.
It was the beginning of genocide of my peoples.
Oh, I hear you, man. Well, yeah, we're just sorry, man, but we're just looking to debate Christians up here right now. And I agree. Makes no difference to me. The Pilgrims come and stole a bunch of land. Well, I mean, that does make a difference, but not in terms of Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate it for that. So, but I do hang out with fam and take the day off work. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I actually love Native American history. I have a massive, I had to sell some off, but I have a massive artifact collection. I even got a video on my YouTube channel where I visit a museum around here that has 20,000 artifacts, and I walk through it. It's about 30 minutes. If y'all want to check that out on my Apostate 8 YouTube channel, you got to scroll down for a while, but it's there's a mound not far from where I live, like a burial mound, and one of the largest ceremonial mounds, I think in the southeast, is not too far from me here in Alabama. But they have an amazing museum not far from us. It has, if you know anything about Native American artifacts, it has some unbelievable shit in there. I mean, like high value stuff, some really, really rare stuff. But it's all totally free. There's a lake there you can go fishing on. It's all free, like it's paid for by the school board around here. So it's an amazing place. I wish it was open a little more, but it's pretty amazing. But anyway, let's bring in one of the 800 folks up here. Oh, well, no. Oh, never mind. Well, there was 3 more, but nobody actually stayed. I guess it was things here. But yeah, I also have a TubeYube, is the way I'm saying that, just in case it's not TikTok friendly to say that anymore. But yeah, I have a video where I do a walkthrough about, I don't know, it's probably like 30 minutes long, but it's pretty amazing. It's a pretty amazing place. But anyway, again, I appreciate the hell out of all the comments and stuff, all the engagement. Always have a way bigger audience than I feel like I'm gonna have. So I'm in a good mood today too, though. I've been pretty friendly today as far as debating goes, I think. But anyway, we'll hang out for a minute here. Thank you for the likes there. Thanks for the gifts, the engagement, everything. Hope everybody's having a great Thanksgiving. If you've caught the debate so far, we've had some debates. Pretty interesting conversations, to say the least. You can also check the replays out of these lives on TubeYube as well. If you feel like you missed part of it, or you came in late and you're like, man, this motherfucker's personality is elect. Thanks so much for the hat. This motherfucker here from Alabama has this electric personality, like I just can't turn away. So if you feel like you missed it after the live, you can go watch my TubeYube channel and throw me a subscription over there if you don't mind. You can re-see everything and all that good stuff. All right. Same thing, still running through people in the queue here. Anyway, if we get another debate here in the next 5 or 10 minutes, we'll take them up. And if not, I'm going to jump off and do family stuff. Here's the God is real fella spiraling out in the comments already. Thanks for tuning in, though, buddy. I appreciate your viewership. Yeah, he's a funny fella. I wish some people I would actually like to talk to you. I wish some people were capable of a conversation, though. That's the one stipulation on this channel, though. You actually got to be capable of a conversation, which I don't remember fella being there. Not that it even matters what I used to be. We're still where we're at right now. The book still says the same thing it said back when I was or wasn't a Christian, so it's kind of irrelevant. Please don't. That's horrifying. Universal mind. Like, maybe say, oh my goodness. Oh, it was really okay. God, what up, buddy?
Willing to come up and try to talk to people who don't believe.
Oh, okay. Cool, cool. Well, let's talk about it. You got to
Well,
actually talk, though.
well, I did talk. You just couldn't answer the question. You kicked me off.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
I
What
asked
was
you,
your
Mike, okay, let me ask you again. What is God asking you to do?
nothing?
That's bullshit. How can you say you're a Christian and you don't know what
I
he's
didn't
asking
say
you
I'm
to
a
do?
Christian.
No, you said you used to be.
Yeah, and I told you 1,000 times it doesn't make a difference. That's why we should move on to an actual topic of debate and not what I used to be. That's just me saying I used to be a Christian to let people know that.
Okay, see, that's why I was checking the fruit to see if you were actually a believer at all.
What difference does it make?
Well, a lot. It makes a
I
lot
don't
of
think so.
difference
We
when
can
you
still
say,
debate one of these topics whether I used to be or didn't used to be a Christian. We're
well,
still
then,
here right now talking about what I believe at this moment. So I would think that's what's most important.
okay. Now, what God is asking you to do is obey His will. His will He wrote down with His finger. Do you know what the 10th commandment is?
Oh, I thought y'all believed in free will.
What do you mean free will?
You don't believe
Like
in
free
free
will if
will?
we can obey these commandments or not? Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're either obeying them or we're not obeying them.
Oh, okay.
So, what is the 10th commandment that He's asking you to obey? You have the free choice to do it. As you're
What
on a
is the 10th?
TikTok,
Covet? Don't covet?
yes. What is the 9th commandment?
Uh, don't slap people?
No, it says, "Thou shalt not bear false witness." See
Oh,
how
yeah.
those two go together and they go up the
hmm
chain?
Yeah.
See, when people come on here and they have a TikTok and they say they're a believer or they don't believe, or even most of the time I try to talk to unbelievers, even when I get on there with believers, guess what? They fail twice as hard as anybody else because they do not know what God is asking them to do. That's 100%
Hey,
fact.
hey, I'll give you this, man. Some of the most entertaining debates I've ever seen was two Christians debating each other because they were literally just quoting Bible verses each other, just like exposing contradiction after contradiction in theology. It's hilarious.
Well, most of the time the people that say they believe don't even know what God is asking them to do. And that shows fruit of people when they say they don't believe or they don't believe in God and they don't believe in the Bible, but they're going to break the 10th commandment and come on TikTok and do a TikTok about it. I don't understand how people can't have that, like can't grasp the truth of what they're really doing. You know what I'm saying? Then they bear false witness and come on TikTok and talk about stuff they have no idea of what they're trying to say.
Who are we talking about?
God. That's what we're talking
No, I mean,
about.
you're saying they. Who is the they you're talking about that come on here and
Well, I
bear
mean,
false witness?
the people that come on here and say that God's not real, or like you saying you used to be a Christian, and then I
Oh,
came up
okay.
here and
That's what I
checked the
was asking you.
fruit.
If he was actually talking about me, like you just say me.
Well, see, there's more than just you on here. There's other people that I talk to. I have to
Well,
go with
sure,
the
but you're talking
same,
to me. We're not
but you're the
discussing
same.
general people. I
You
just
show
like
the
to talk
same
about the
fruit.
topics I put up here. Oh, sure.
That's what I'm saying. You show the same fruit as people who say they don't believe. They don't even know what to do for God, but then they want to say He doesn't exist. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
You
Well,
can't
sure.
make no
So
sense
do
of
you want to
saying,
debate one of these topics up here?
well, I was debating the one where you say you were a former Christian. See,
And that's
and
why I
I'm
said
obviously
that's why I
winning.
put you off last time because I said 100 times it don't matter, but you always insist on sticking on this topic when it's not even a topic of debate.
Well, it is because you're saying you used to be
It's
something,
not.
and
I'm
when I
telling
checked the
you, I'm
fruit.
not debating on that. I know what I used to be. It doesn't make a difference what you think
So,
about
what
it.
is a Christian in your book? Just because you got the book and read
A
it?
Christian is anybody who follows Christ and professes with their mouth that Christ is Lord and believes in Him and His death and resurrection. That's my
Okay, what is he
minimum
asking you to do
criteria
though?
for a Christian. Huh?
See, that's not even a Christian. What he's asking you to obey the God. So that's why I don't
Bro,
understand.
why are you yelling at me, man?
It's called talking with the Spirit, bro. No
No,
one's
that's called
yelling at
hollering.
you. See, that's another way of coveting me and bearing false witness on me. See how that works?
Everybody heard you hollering.
No, it's called bearing false witness. Just because I talk a certain way doesn't
No.
mean, hey, well, I'm
Well,
thinking in my
you
head that
saying
he's
I'm
yelling at
never a
me.
Christian is bearing false witness on me.
No, I checked the fruit already, so I can't bear false witness
Did you
now.
check both with fruits?
Yeah, I checked everything that you said. The
Here you
first
go.
thing I need to ask, what do you at? What does do? You did not know, so you cannot call yourself Christian. Do you know what Jesus' two
Okay.
rules are?
No butt sex and no exotic fruits.
Okay, well, what would that be though? That'd be breaking the 10th commandment. Butt sex is because you're coveting the
Yeah,
guy,
of course.
or eating a certain kind of fruit is because you covet the fruit. There we go. Back to the commandments again.
Mhm.
Love your neighbor as you do yourself. Love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and body. Well, that's the same commandment rolled up into two. So when you have that, how do you show fruit that you love your neighbor as yourself?
I actually do the things for them if I'm able.
Well, what do you do?
You know, give them water when they're thirsty, clothes when they're naked.
Okay, that would show good fruit because you're not coveting your own stuff.
I still do that now. Am I a Christian now?
You can be. Honestly, you shouldn't even be calling yourself Christian. Christian, Baptist, Jewish.
I don't call myself Christian.
Well, no, I'm saying people should know you by your fruit instead of what you call yourself. Like when you call yourself atheist, like, oh, I'm an atheist. Well, then to do the atheist traits where you don't give food, you don't give water because there ain't no such
That's
thing as
not
God.
an
And when you
atheist
do,
trait. Atheism just means you don't believe in gods.
so you do the traits that the Bible says that you have already inside of you then. Because you said you give food and you give water. Well, that's a trait of the Holy Spirit that was already descended in you when Jesus
Yeah, that's what
died.
anybody can do, whether there's a Bible or not. Like if somebody's thirsty and you got some water and they say, "Can I have some?" and you're like, "Yeah, totally." You hand it
Yeah,
to
because
them.
you're choosing God. You're choosing to show good fruit towards that
It's
individual.
not God. You're choosing to give somebody some water. You're like, "Yeah, I got plenty here."
But what gets you to do that?
I don't know. I like helping folks out.
Well, that's the
We're
spirit
humans.
inside
We
of
all got to
you.
live together. Like we all got to share the water. You know what I mean? We all depend on each other to get by in some
Okay,
form or another.
then why do you come on TikTok and have a form of hate, and you know people are going to get riled up
It's
over
not
it?
hate. It's debate.
You can't debate something that you don't believe in because there's no reason for
I
them to
can. I
even
do it
talk to
every
you.
day.
Well, yeah, I've seen a lot, and
You're
then
talking to me now.
yeah, but it just depends if you're listening because sometimes atheists are so like what is it, simple-minded. Oh, it's whatever I say, it's whatever I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I could talk a million times to you about the same subject, and it's not going to sink in unless you choose to listen.
What? I wasn't listening. Sorry.
Well, I know a lot of atheists
Oh.
don't. It's
Oh. Yeah.
pride. It's a pride inside of you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My pride clogged my ears up. I don't know what happened.
Well, you just said it. It was pride, so you do know what happened.
Oh, pride. Yeah.
Yeah, see what I mean? Now you listened. Now, thank you. I
Oh yeah. I
appreciate
heard
that.
you that time. Yeah. No problem.
See, there we go. We're learning now.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at you. You are capable of having a conversation. So okay. Do you want
Well, it
to
just
debate one of
depends.
these actual
What do you have on
topics
there? Let
now,
me
or?
see. Christian isn't the true American.
What?
No, I'm reading your deal. You said Christianity isn't true in America. Well, I would kind of say,
Well, it
well,
is
if
kind
you
of small,
go,
I guess.
well, I say if you go with what God is asking you to do, I guess you're kind of right on that situation.
Right on
Because
what?
people, well, Christianity isn't true in America,
Not
so I
quite
can't
what that
debate
says.
that because that's right.
Oh, well.
If Christianity was true in America, people would know their commandments without looking them up on a computer.
Well, God said He was going to write the law on people's hearts and minds. I guess
Exactly.
He
That's
did.
what I was trying to tell you. See, that's why you give people water and food because you have the heart on side of your heart and your mind. That's just if you choose to go with it. See, I was the same way. I didn't know what the hell was going on until I prayed, and then He told me, "Hey, man, you need to start listening." Oh, okay. I started listening. That's when I figured out what did God do by Himself personally, and that's when He wrote these commandments. A lot of people think it's like, oh, it's the 33 that or 6,000 that Moses wrote, and it's like, well, anybody with any kind of brains and common sense, if you look at any of the Moses commandments, they all circle, just like right now, they all circle the 10 commandments. And a lot of people say, well, those 10 commandments were made up by man. Well, that's bullshit because if they were, they would be against law right now. Man has his own laws. There's only 2 of those laws is against man's laws, stealing and killing. That's it.
Well, we live
You
in a
can
country,
cover.
fortunately, here that doesn't force law indoctrination like a theocracy does.
What do you mean
Like
by
here, you
that?
can worship anybody you want. Like if somebody, like if we was going by like Bible rules and laws, like if somebody wanted to go worship another god in America, we would all have to unalive them by throwing rocks at them.
Who does that though?
It's in the Bible. It's in Deuteronomy 13 and 17.
Well, I understand if you're saying in the Bible, but since you have this
Yeah,
Holy
it's
Spirit
illegal
descending,
because it's barbaric and it's not freedom, it's injustice. That's why we don't do it in America. We got away from that. That's why this country's so great.
okay, but what about any other place in the world does that?
Is there anywhere else that does that?
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Is there?
I don't know, is there?
I don't
certainly
think so.
hope not.
I've never been nowhere.
Yeah. So I would feel pretty good that the entire world got away from God's laws if that's the case. There's probably maybe some places in the Middle East that might do it, but it's scary.
So, did that happen in the New Testament or Old Testament?
It's in the Old Testament.
Okay, so the New Testament, after you got the Spirit descended on you, then you know, like, hey, that is barbaric. That's
It's
okay.
God's
So
laws. You're supposed to
that
keep
makes-
God's laws, aren't you?
when did God say stone somebody?
All through the in Deuteronomy 13 and 17. It says if
God
someone's going
commanded
to
to
other
stone
gods,
somebody.
it says your hand will be the first against them. Show them no mercy, no pity, whether it's your mother, your father, or a child.
Yeah, in the Old Testament, when people didn't even
Yeah,
care.
yeah, but God says to keep the laws all the days that you live on the earth.
Yeah, and the law is thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not
Yeah, but
steal.
there's other laws. You have to carry these.
See what I mean?
out.
See what I mean? You don't have no brain to listen. I've already told you what God wrote down with his finger. When God came down here
Yeah, I'm
personally,
reading what God wrote down.
yeah, and it's with his finger. When Moses was on that mountain, what did he write down?
All right,
He wrote down the
listen to
10
this.
Commandments and left.
Yeah, listen, it says, if there is found among you in one of your towns that the Lord your God is giving you, a man or woman who does what is evil in the sight of the Lord your God and transgresses his covenant by going to serve other gods and worshiping them, whether the sun or the moon or any of the host of heaven, which I have forbidden. And if it is reported to you, you hear of it, you may make a thorough inquiry and the charge is proved true, that such an abhorrent thing has occurred in Israel, then you shall bring out to your gates that man or that woman who has committed this crime, and you shall stone the man or woman to unalivement.
Oh, in Israel, though, right? That has nothing to do with the whole world. See, that's still Old Testament.
It does. It's
No,
the whole world is
you
supposed
can't
to
do it
this.
now. No, they're not
you read
supposed
the
to
Old
do
Testament?
this. I don't read no book. I go with his
You don't
commandments and what he
even
said.
read it.
Bro, he's talking to Israel himself. So Israel is the people that actually obeyed God and his rules. So when you're outside those gates,
So
if
you
you
don't
have,
even read the book. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know, what am I saying, bro?
You said you don't read no book.
Yeah, but I'm still coming up here talking about the commandments. So if I don't read a book, am I still making sense or
How
not?
do you even know what the commandments are if you've never read them?
Because he showed them to me.
Okay. Well, you know there's way more than 10 commandments, right?
See what I mean? See, no listening whatsoever. What did I tell you about
No
those other
reading
commandments?
whatsoever. You need to read your book, man.
I have read my books.
You just said you haven't read it.
Well, which part?
All of it.
Well, how do you know? So you bear false
said.
witness on what I said? But you don't listen to anything else that I say, though. Why is that? Why
No,
when I
was
say
listening.
something that
You're
you agree
some
with,
sort of insane
that you want to
person,
hang
so
on
you
to?
don't know what
Hold
we're
on.
talking about. You keep drifting off into like different.
I'm not,
stuff.
you're
But at least
drifting
you're
off
talking
because
about
I've already done told you about these commandments. All the other commandments that you're about to bring up, what do they circle? Come on, be a good boy. Tell me.
What?
Come on, man. Dude, fuck.
Tell you what.
No brains whatsoever. You just said, oh, there's more commandments than just 10. I'm telling you, if you look at those commandments with anybody that has half a fucking brain, and you put God's 10 commandments compared to those commandments, it'll show that it's circling the 10 fucking commandments, dude. Come on, man. Open up
Why
your
are
fucking
you
ears,
hollering and
dude.
cussing, man?
Don't bear false witness on me. How am I putting these cuss words, dude?
What? You just
How
said
am
the
I
F-bomb
putting? How am I
2
using
times.
it? What does that mean? How am I using
It
it?
means
Like,
you're
hey,
cursing.
fucking wake the fuck up. What does
It
that mean
means
to
you don't have the Holy Spirit to keep you calm like it's
That's
supposed
bullshit.
to. Make you humble.
I'm staying
No.
on here. You're the one that
I
usually
can't
kicks
see
me
your
off.
fruits. I can't see your fruits.
Well, first of all, we're not in person, so you can't see my fruits.
I can hear
Just
your
because
fruits. You're talking to me right now.
yeah, but the way I'm talking to you,
I
you
don't
couldn't
hear
put the
your
sentence
fruits
together.
clackling.
You didn't, what you call it? You didn't put the words together of how I said it. If I say, hey, wake the fuck up, you mean you're taking it as, hey, wake the fuck up so we can have sex,
You're
right?
not supposed to let profanities leave your mouth, sir. You should really read your book because you're not supposed to be doing this thing.
Oh, you mean what Paul wrote? Yeah. What about Jesus when he talked to the Sanhedrin? How did he talk to them?
Yeah, it said don't let profanities leave your mouth. It
No,
said
no,
it's
no.
not
How did
impor- it
Jesus
said
talk
it's
to the
not
Sanhedrin,
important.
bro? Don't go with
He
Paul.
said,
Go with what Jesus said.
I'm talking about Jesus. He said
No,
it is not
he didn't.
important what goes into your mouth. It's important what comes out of it.
Yes. Now, how am I being negative towards you by using a
You're
cuss word in my
dropping
sentence?
F-bombs and you're hollering and you're
What the
saying
fuck is
things
an
that don't make no
F-bomb?
sense. Like, I'm
See,
afraid
you're
you need some
putting,
sort of
see, you're
medication
bearing
of some
false
sort.
witness on the words that I'm saying. So you're already breaking these commandments that I'm telling you to uphold. You're already putting labels on my words instead of actually listening to the sentence that I tell you. That's
I'm
pathetic,
saying
dude.
stop. You're saying the F-bomb a bunch. I didn't think you were supposed
What
to
does
do
that
that.
have to do with anything or the way I'm talking to you?
Well, I was saying you
It
was hollering and
doesn't.
cussing and you ought to calm down.
See, that's bearing false witness again. Dude, I'm walking.
Okay.
I am as calm as I could be out here trying to talk to you to get you to make sense, man. But we're just not clicking. You want to hold on to different words. You want to bear false witness on those words. And you're not even listening to the way I'm putting these words. It's kind of embarrassing, dude. Like, it really
No, I
is.
am listening. You're confusing
No.
the shit out of me because you're saying I've never read a book, and then you're saying, yeah, I did read it. So what am I
What
supposed
does
to do
it
with
matter
that?
if I read a book? You got confused at that, but you didn't listen to
It's
nothing I said
your
about the
book,
commandments,
man.
bro.
I'm talking about the Bible, bro.
Man, that don't make no sense, bro. You're saying I confuse you, but half through this park of where I'm walking at now, I walked all the way down there and talked about all this other shit, which you didn't listen to. But then you want to put labels on the words that I use, and then you're focusing when I was on the other side of the park when I said, hey, I didn't read no books. See what I mean? Everything's testing your fruit to see how you really are, man. And you're fake, bro. Are you trying to get a paycheck off of here? Because I'm gonna tell you what, dude. If
I
you
don't make
go
nothing
get a
out of this. I do
PlayStation,
it to try to show people the psychotics of Christianity.
well, that's a
Which,
lie because every time somebody comes on here, if you don't like them, you boot them off. I've seen that a couple
No, when
times
they're
on
not
here.
actual having a conversation. You notice how long you've been on here this time?
Yeah, because I'm trying to
It's
contact
because
with
you
you, but
finally
you didn't
calmed your
want
ass
to.
down and
Calm
started
my
talking
ass
somewhat
down?
like a normal person.
Dude, the
But
last time
yeah.
you left me on for a minute and I asked you what is God asking you to do and you
Yeah, and I
booted
told
me
you
off.
5 times in a row, I said, we got to move on. I said, it doesn't make a difference. And you persisted in saying the same thing over and over and over, so there's no point
Wait a
talking to
minute. You're that brain dead to say you make a claim of being a Christian, and when I ask you what a Christian is, oh, that doesn't matter. Well, how do we know that we're
I
even debating
see
something
you're
that
not
even
listening to
knows?
me. You're the one bearing false witness here. You're
No, it's not.
paying
This is what
attention
you
to what I'm
said,
telling
dude.
you. You're
You
hearing
keep
what you want to
saying,
hear,
you keep saying the
and
same
it's some
thing.
sort of strange, like, I don't know, like a indoctrination type thing, I suspect.
What am I indoctrinating you with? The 10 Commandments that are already
No,
installed in
I
you?
said you're indoctrinated, not me.
How am I indoctrinated by obeying these
You
commandments?
indoctrinated yourself
I'm trying to
by
come to
making up
you. How many
stuff that
times
you
have I
haven't
even
even
asked to
read.
come up here with you? This is
I
like the
don't know.
4th
2.
time. And this is
Yeah, I know.
the first time that you had some balls. Like, hey, let me talk to him.
This is the
100%,
first
bro.
time you've actually addressed somewhat what I was saying, and I
I've
didn't have
talked
to
the
ask you
same
the same
way.
thing 5 in a row. It's almost like I'm teaching you to talk to people a little better.
How can you teach me when you don't even know the rules, man?
I
See,
do
that's
know
what
the
I was
rules.
saying.
Have you
You know what?
noticed how long you've been up here this time compared to the
What's it
last
say?
time?
Because you're probably tired of me writing in the comments, man. You didn't want people to look at that
No,
and
I
say, hey,
like
man, I don't
you
want people to
putting
do
stuff
that.
in the comments. Actually, I encourage that. Yeah. Please do. Yeah.
Why does it give you
Anyway,
more followers
well,
or
I'm
something?
actually, it's about my time to jump off today, so we appreciate you coming up. See if we can get even the crazy folks calm down a little bit. I think my tutelage reins them in a tad. Yeah, that was a conversation there. That was a conversation. Rousing, passionate fella. Rousing, passionate fella. All right, guys. What a Thanksgiving it has been in the kingdom of the ape of debates, even though that was an actual debate. That was just a weird psychotic interview there, I guess. I don't know how else to describe that. But anyway, that was cool. We're getting there. We're getting there with the folks. I think, it was cool. It was cool. We don't mind talking. Hey, I say it all the time. You can say what you want up here, but you got to actually have the conversation. Like, you can't just say whatever you want over and over again while I'm talking. Like, that's why I dump people. But you tend to get to stay on a while when you actually address what we're saying somewhat. So that's how it works out up in here. But anyway, once again, happy freaking Thanksgiving, everybody. I appreciate all the engagement, all the likes, all the follows, all the comments. We will be doing it again tomorrow. This is my 25th or 26th day in a row now doing these streams. So we putting it in. I've made almost, all right, so nearly 100 hours of streaming now. I'm sure y'all want to know the monetary value of that. So it's like, I don't know. I think last time I looked, it was like $33 I got. So we're really getting rich out here. He said doing it for the money. I would like to. I'd get rich off this if I had somehow. I'd give it to the poor, like Jesus done said to do. But anyway, once again, guys, I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. We had a great engagement today, great conversations. I love the shit out of it. Love all the engagement I always get. We are up to 717 followers now, man. I mean, just shattering where I thought I would be, especially this last week. I mean, the growth of this channel is just really, really taking off. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, guys, thank you all again. Rick, have a good one, buddy. Play some. I'm trying to think of a game I want, but I don't even know, but whatever, man. Appreciate the follow there. Later, guys. We will see y'all tomorrow. I'll be back on. Y'all eat the shit out of some turkey and stuff. Much love, guys. The ape is going to holler at y'all later. I forgot. Oh, shit. I ain't pressing the right buttons. All right, guys.